It can never be a true stream without scuff. Exactly! Alright, now I have to get your audio. Okay, can you give me a, test of your volume, good sir?
Basil is a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Truer words were never spoken. Alright, now can you say something obnoxiously loud? Okay, can you say something obnoxiously loud that Discord will actually pick up on?
Oh, what the fuck, Discord? Why are you goddamn... I'm gonna... Ooh!
Oh, Discord! One of these days, bam! Zoom! Straight to the goon! Could you not have waited until I made a sarcastic comment? No. Fuck you and your sarcastic comments. Needing to sort and organize my Discord servers so I can rejoin some. God, that is so real. Okay, like, this is gonna be a me thing. I am in so many Discord servers, but I actively can't keep up. Like, I don't know if anyone else has this problem. I think this is probably a much more, like, relatable problem than I might give it credit for. But, like, I like to think that I have a lot of acquaintances and a lot of friends that, like, enjoy my company. And I'm like, hey, I want to try, like, be around these people more. I'm 33 with a wife and other hobbies and other friends, and I can't keep up with all of them. I just can't.
It's bullshit.
Are you saying, like, the situation is bullshit, or it's like, nah, weak. Deal with it, idiot.
Going into that age range where it's like, yes, I can no longer connect with people as easy as I used to.
See, it's not even, like, an issue of, like, I can't connect with people. It's literally, like, an amount of time where it's like, oh, I should pop into this chat and say hi and, like, interact. And it's like, I've only got, like 2 more hours before I either need to stream, or rather I want to stream, or I've only got, like, an hour before, like, my raid group. It's like, I'm doing things with other people, I just don't have the ability to do things with everyone. I'm like, no, it'd be so cool if I could actually connect and interact with these people, but I don't have enough time. First world problems to a fucking T, am I right?
Yeah.
So, Cayde, before we get started, do you want to introduce yourself to anyone who watches the recordings and to the live chat? Let them know who you are, where they can find you.
Sure. My name is Cayde Mirage. I am the owner and purveyor of the Lunar Arcade. You can find me on Twitter at lunar_Cayde, spelled with C-A-Y-D-E. Jesus, I can speak. And yeah, I'm just a bud boy that runs an arcade on the moon because I thought that was a good idea. I don't know how to get customers up here.
I mean, to be fair, like, when you, like, got established, like, people in FF14 were actively going to the moon, so it's not like, it's not like people don't go to the moon. Try selling cheese. Have one of your refreshments be cheese.
Just cheese? Nothing. All right. Okay.
I mean, that's the starter. That's the starter idea. Like, you gotta, like, take that idea and, like, go with it. Like, have, like, mozzarella sticks, nachos, fucking Gouda. What's, like, unironically, like, what's, like, a cheese thing that I would actually really want? He's a cheesy bitch and needs to lean in on that. Sell the cheese. The way that it's typed in chat, it reminds me of that ASDF or Astif movie thing. Throw the cheese!
Bizarrely, he's kind of cooking with that one.
Dude, I got you into Kamen Rider unironically. Like, cheesiness is like, cheese in camp is very much like something we're all into.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to get caught up, because I'm on episode 18. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Soon I will be there. And then, which season did you jump into recently, you said?
Gates.
What is the
Kamen Rider Gates? It is tournament arc with animal as the armor theme.
Oh,
like
yeah. I've heard
Tanuki,
a lot of good
Panda.
things for that one.
It's oh god. It's pretty asec to get into it because of certain things about the characters, but that was just obviously my own personal preference, and I just don't like characters who are like, oh, I'm edgy and mysterious. But thankfully, it's like, yeah, he's edgy and mysterious until the other characters, like in an isekai or something, start softening him up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, he starts off as, like, a super solid badass, and it's just like, no, you just are touch-starved and need hugs.
Yeah.
Alright, that sounds good. But today is not the Kamen Rider stream yet. Today is the Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. Don't worry. I will be having that stream very soon. I just gotta make sure I consume more of Zets before I confidently start doing stuff. But today's stream is gonna be us going over so much stuff that happened with Final Fantasy 14 during FanFest, during the 7.5 patch. So much to go over, so much to have fun with. As our guest of honor, Cayde, where would you want to start? Do you want to just jump right into, like, doing FanFest comparison stuff? Or do you want to talk a little bit about, like, what has happened in 7.5? Maybe being a little careful not to spoil too much, but, like, talking broad strokes of, I liked this thing because reason.
We could probably start there with 0.5. And the first thing I'm gonna say is, I'm so pissed I still have to deal with that fuck-ass goddamn villain. That stupid asshole in the doll. I really want him gone.
I was very against it at first, but because they keep playing off how screwed he is being stuck in that suit, and how, like, that's gonna be, like, a reoccurring bit, I'm just like, alright, you're being tortured for my amusement. I'll allow this.
I do at least appreciate he was, like, sitting there like, hey, you've already fucked up everything I wanted to do. I can't do anything to you even if I wanted to.
Okay, so let's...
I did appreciate that line.
Let's jump into that immediately. So, with 7.5 story, one of the big things that gets revealed in a really timely manner, in my opinion, like, I feel like sometimes the expansions can be a little, or like the build-up to the expansions can sometimes feel like they're trying to do way too much all at once. But, like, maybe it's just because of, like, how we've been slowly building the story up to this point. I feel like the group that gets brought up, which, again, slightly non-spoilery, because, like, 7.5 is still fairly new. I don't want to, like, rub people the wrong way on this.
Straight up say it, yeah.
But, like, the new faction, the way that I was talking about this with Victor was, it feels reminiscent of our interactions with Emmett Selk, but instead of Emmett Selk kind of, like, having this whole, I am a man in mourning, trying to bring back what cannot be brought back, I am Delulu, these people are like, we're trying to preserve what is here, we all just don't agree on how best to do that. And, like, I feel like we're being challenged to, like, prove a point and be like, hey, you obviously are powerful enough to, like, go toe-to-toe with us. We don't think you're correct. And then, one character basically tells us you're just as bad as you-know-who, which the you-know-who was Xenos. But then, like, a character I lovingly call, Diabetic Squirrel Patient.
You should have heard me when they compared us to Xenos. I thought they were bringing it back, and this I'll happily spoil because they're not bringing it back. It's just a comparison, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was about to lose my fucking mind.
Dude, I hear you because, like, it's apparently, so this is gonna be talked about probably more about during our FanFest breakdown, because I do have the FanFest video up for us to, like, squeeze and pick through. But, like,
okay,
Yoshi was, like, getting some questions on the second day of FanFest of, like, so are you gonna bring Xenos back? And Yoshi was like, fucking stop. He's gone.
Good.
Like,
good.
I genuinely
loved him as a character, but he has played his part as a character. There's nothing to explore anymore.
Yes, I completely agree, and that's why, like, whenever they brought him up, I was like, please? And the game's like, you're no better than him. It's like, oh, okay, good. Like, you called me out correctly. This is also, Mountains of Fanfiction disagree with you. Good! Fanfiction doesn't have a place in canon. That's why it's called fanfiction.
It's fun, it's enjoyable. It's not the reality of the scenario.
Honestly. And listen, I'm someone who enjoys fanfiction. No, like, insert big Bugs Bunny meme. No.
No.
No,
the place being shot out of a cannon. I love that.
No. I love fanfiction. I think fanfiction is a very natural way for people to get used to telling stories and getting into things. As a tabletop, self-positioned forever GM, most of my stuff is what would be labeled as fanfiction until my players get a hold of it and, like, muck up my ideas. Like, that's the entirety of one of my favorite hobbies. I can't shit-talk fanfiction too much because I basically participate in it. Also, I apologize that everyone's gonna have to hear me, like, breathing in. I feel like every time I stream, every time I've come to stream for the past month, my allergies are, like, going crazy. I'm starting to think I'm actively allergic to streaming.
Something about the way the radio waves are moving about the path is just completely irritating you.
No, honestly, I need to start taking, like, instead of, like, oh, the pollen, nah, I'm over that now, I've aged out of it. Oh, cat fur, nah, for the most part, I've aged out of it. Doing, like, dancing on a digital street corner for pennies, I need to take some Allegra.
Just violently coughing.
Just imagine if I got, like, a sponsor for an allergy medicine. And it's like, I'm able to get through my streams thanks to Allegra.
That would be fucking hilarious.
It's like, so I'm physically ill. Streaming makes me physically ill, but I have to partake in it because I have no talent, and I want to yap at people on the internet. Allegra helps me with that. Before Allegra, I was sneezing and coughing and slurring my words. Not like a drunken VTuber, but just like a drunken normie. Thanks, Allegra. Now I can sound like an asshole on purpose. Unironically, if like for whatever reason I did get like a sponsor for an allergy medicine, I actually would do it. I would be like, all right, like, we're not gonna pay you money. It's like, all right, Mr. Strikes, how do you want our business to go? Don't pay me anything. Give me a lifelong supply of your medicine until I'm fucking dead.
Until I get into the goddamn dirt.
And they'll just be like, what's funny is the allergy company will be like, oh, no, we won't do that because it's way cheaper for us to just pay you a couple $100. We want your money.
See, that's how you convince them to pay you a couple $100.
No, but I want the allergy medicine.
Too bad.
I don't want the money. I want the allergy. I don't want to be rich. I just want to be happy.
Then cry about it, nerd. You're already snotty enough. Make it worse.
Also, yes, Devious. I mean, like, Devious. Let's be real here. Half of my charm is that I am kind of an asshole. No, you haven't missed hardly anything much at all. An ad break will be happening in the next 2 minutes. We'll try to get those out of the way. I might, in the future, turn that shit off. I'm gonna be so real. Because, like, I've been playing with the idea of, like, simulcasting on YouTube. To, like, see, like, where my footing goes. And I'm gonna be, like, making, not shorts, but, like, clips of stuff. See, I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, what does that mean if, like, all of my appeal is being an asshole? That either means that the only appeal I have is being an asshole, or, no, we like it that you're a prick. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean about me?
Is that a good thing, or should I be scared?
Currently, your footing is left ×2. What?
Oh.
What? I don't...
God damn it, Kalar.
Am I stupid?
You
I
have
don't...
2 left feet. It's a pun.
Oh, okay, so the answer was
Kalar
yes.
is a pun master.
No, but, like, the answer was also yes, I'm just stupid. Like, that joke went way over my head.
Yeah.
I didn't say all of your appeal is being an asshole, just a lot more than half.
And then you think about his puns, and you feel like, oh, you piece of shit.
See, here's a question for you, and for anybody who, like, watches the clip of this. Do you prefer, like, the kind of puns where you have to think about it? Or do you prefer the kind of puns where you're, like, you know it's coming, and you're just, like, glaring someone down? That's me. That's the kind of pun person I am. You know what I'm about to say, and you are, like, shooting me a dirty look to be like, don't you fucking dare. I'm the equivalent of the cat that knocks the vase over on the table. Alright, ad break is happening. We're not really, like, talking about anything too important, so we'll go ahead and just keep jibber-jabbering. I like the puns that are layered, like you see the initial hit coming and get blasted with it, but then 3 later, think back and go, oh, fuck, what? And have a whole ass existential crisis.
It's so bad. It's so bad when Darius and Kalar start doing fucking pun wars, because you're sitting there and you're constantly thinking, because they also know how to sit there and wait. You'll be sitting there and it's like, alright, maybe they're done. Maybe they're done with their puns. And then you hear them say something and you're like, wait a minute. Wait, no, fuck off!
So, like, Devious is in one of my campaign tables, right? And, like, I have had several of those moments where, like, he comes up with something, I'll literally be mid-sentence, and then you guys enter the room, and I'll stop. Fuck you, Devious, and then I'll continue I'll continue my sentence unabated. Oh, hold on. Okay, I need to share this story when we get back from ad break. I need to tell you how, because I think I've told this story on stream a couple times, but, like, I don't think I've ever told you how one of my raid members very masterfully rage baited me with a 6-7 joke, and I, like, got actually mad and then started laughing the second later because I was like, damn, he got me good. Oh, I gotta remember to, like, talk about that. They're gonna be in ad break for, like, another minute, but it's so fucking good. Going back to the 7.5 talks, I'm immune to ad breaks. Oh, cool, so people are still here. I'm gonna let the other 50 seconds go off just to be safe, for anyone else who's, like, lurking in the background. Because we got some lurkers here. We got some people chilling out. You got the points. I see. So, one of the things that I'm really enjoying is that, like, one character from the new faction openly is, like, trying to, like, tell us to go fuck off. But then the other character, who we have, like, known for a while, like you were saying, Cayde, they are very much like the, hey, I've already seen what you can do, and you've stopped my plans for now. I'm just gonna bide my time. I'm gonna let you know that no one agrees with each other in this group. So, like, to me, I almost got the idea that he was sort of, like, deputizing us as, like, an honorary version of his group. Because he's like, no one in our faction agrees with each other. The only thing we agree on is that we have to take drastic moves to save existence. So you are just, because of your strength, you're just as valid as anyone else to do this. However, I still think you're wrong. Welcome to the team.
However, I still hate you.
Okay. Devious is back, which means other people are back from the ads. Let me tell you guys really quick how one of my raid members, he goes by D-Lom, or Mold backwards. Don't worry, Devious, we'll talk about it again, but I want to lead in with this great... He has been very consistent with, like, stupid 6-7 jokes, since he's been a part of the raid team. And I have consistently been like, dude, shut the fuck up. And I've always laughed it off. One time, he sideswiped me with a 6-7 joke that made me so angry for a brief second. It was literally like, you heard him going, oh, so close. Oh! And he, like, started cheering. He's like, I got it! And I'm like, dude, what are you fucking talking about? And he's like, dude, I crit the same number 3 times. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 6,700. And I just paused and I went, D-Lom, shut the fuck up. I said it just like that, and everyone started cackling, and I had to bury my face in my hands. Before he could even say, like, dude, are you actually mad? I was like, well played. Well fucking played. That was master. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, I genuinely was so angry, and I realized the reason I was angry was because I tripped myself. I played myself into it.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad. I actually, like, whenever shit like that happens, it's like, I actually like getting rage baited into moments like that, because they're harmless. That is, like, the level of pun and bullshit and stupid I like getting tricked into, because, like, it's not trying to make me angry, but it is trying to embarrass me, and it's like, you son of a bitch.
You motherfucker.
Oh, okay. So, what we were saying before everyone got stuck in ad jail, thank you for your service, by the way. I really like how, the new faction is so split, and they demonstrate that so well, because one member of the new faction is basically telling us, you're no better than Xenos, you can do what you want, I kinda can't stop you right now, but I think you're a bitch. But then, the diabetic squirrel is like, you've already beaten my ass. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. No one in the new faction likes each other. Everyone thinks everyone else is stupid. And to me, that, like, gives me the vibe that, like, we're kind of being given, like, honorary membership of the new faction, while also being told, by the way, I also think you're stupid, and I'm mad and salty that you beat me. What are your takes on, like, the new faction coming up, Cayde? How are you feeling about their introduction so far?
They are going to be fascinating, in my opinion, because they're all people who have a righteous cause, right? Just a similar cause to ours. Like, hey, stop everything from going to hell. However, each of them are probably going to have a drastic way of wanting to get it done. Or drastically different way of getting it done, I'll say.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense that, like, they're gonna have, like, drastically different methods of, like, hey, some people are gonna have to die to make this work, because they don't have all of the answers. And we kind of don't either. Like, we're stumbling into a way of, like, being able to jump worlds because of Asm, but, like, we still don't fully get it. And, like, I like that a lot because it does make sense where it's like, hey, this is the Warrior of Light. They've done impossible things. However, even though they might have an impossible means of fixing this, we still need more proof than that because, like, this is more than just go kill bad guy. This is, hey, Crystal Mom and Crystal Dad fucked off and died, and now all of the fucking dominoes are falling into place, and it's like, oh no. Also, I like that it's kind of left up to interpretation whether Hydaelyn knew this was going to happen or not. I personally like to think Hydaelyn didn't know. Like, they only knew so far. Like, they kind of understood, like, yes, I'm kind of holding all of this shit together. But I kind of like the idea that, like, maybe they sort of understood, but they were so focused on, like, their primary goal of stopping Zodiark that it was like, hey, I haven't, like, fully, like, understood the ramifications of what I'm doing. Where do you sit into this?
I also agree that Hydaelyn didn't know, because you can't, like, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how deific you are, you cannot see farther than your death. It is just a natural thing of reality, because you know, you're gone. It doesn't matter what happens. So basically, she, even with her, you know, deific abilities, it was able to do so much, but then she's like, I don't know what's gonna happen after they beat me. I know they're gonna do some form of right thing, but I don't know what, so I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna hope they got everything and can handle this.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where the story goes, is that whether or not you believe Hydaelyn knew this was going to happen, no matter what, like, she believes that we were going to be able to figure this out. And it's like, no, that very much fits in the narrative. I like that they're addressing that. That's like a level of writing where it makes me feel like, hey, we know y'all are going to probably ask these questions, but to yourselves, let's make this a part of the story. I think that's very smart.
Now,
Hydaelyn didn't know, but I'm putting my money down right now. Asm did. I have thoughts about Asm, but I want to let you go first, Cayde.
I also don't know what to think about Asm, because I at first thought he was in the same boat as Hydaelyn, you know, just being like, hey, let's stop the end of the world and, you know, let things go the way they should naturally go. And then we started learning a lot more about him as of late, and it's like, no, this motherfucker has been, like, in the game for a while, in some way, shape, or form. And that's scary, in a way.
I'm really concerned about how much the fan base wants Asm to be more a part of the story. Because me, personally, I don't want to be doing sloppy seconds. I don't want to be doing someone else's adventure that they left half-baked. And I don't want every solution to be, oh, Asm set this up. Asm knew this was going to happen. Asm. It's like, okay, but, like, in Shadowbringers and Endwalker, we specifically go through an arc that tells us we're not Asm anymore. That's not who we are. We're something different. Asm's a piece of us, but we are something both not greater and also only a part of someone else's story. So I am cautiously waiting to see, like, alright, how much of Asm's bullshit is connected to this, because like I don't want to be having my own sloppy seconds from a reincarnation I don't remember.
I get that. Yeah.
I do feel that there can be an exploration more of like Asm as like a concept, where the character is like, hey, Asm could only do so much. Like this is like the weird thing, right? I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong on this, either Cayde or chat. I sometimes feel like that the ancients get way too glazed for how powerful they were and weren't. I feel like they always had a lot of potential, but like obviously there was a stopping point where they could not continue doing things, even more so given the fact that we have whooped some of their asses. Like, I feel like if Asm went out to explore and like managed to like survive the Sundering on some level, and then went out and like found these worlds, saw these problems, and was like, okay, I'm not powerful enough to fix this, but I can set up someone else to fix this. Maybe it'll even be me. I would be cool with that, actually. I would actually be kind of cool with the idea of, I'm not powerful enough to do this, but maybe my next life will. I have to hope that this will be the case. Versus, oh, Asm planned everything. He knew you would be here. I'm like, fuck, no. Let the old version of me be flawed, damn it. I'm the cool guy. It's me. But they will be part of this story, because in a world without gods, it's going to be a world of heroes, and heroic legacy is a gigantic part of the untold story of this game. Yes, exactly. I'm all up. See, like that's exactly what I would want personally. Not that, oh, we are doing the machination of someone else's plans, but that the idea of, hey, I've gone as far as I can. I have to trust the next generation is going to be able to finish this. What is the bit from the Realm Reborn song? What is the lyrics? You know what I'm talking about, though, right? To walk on something for those who walk after. Like, that whole fucking theme of the Realm Reborn song.
Oh. Yeah. That's actually just a line the character said, for those who come after. But I think my opinion about Asm is that I just want to learn more about him, like who they were and their morals, and also, here's the funny thing, I want to learn their failings, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I want to learn how they also ignored the calamity and all this stuff. Because, and if it was literally just the simple fact of Asm back in the day was so obsessed with exploring everything else, he never saw what was happening. Until it was too late. Until, you know, we showed up in Aetheris and went, hey, what's up, soon to be Hydaelyn, everything's about to get fucked, by the way.
Yeah. That's what I would feel more comfortable with, is, again, not, oh, Asm planned for this, but, oh, Asm went as far as they could, and they're trusting, like, what life comes after them is going to, like, be able to, like, follow up. That feels different to me. For those who come after is Expedition 33. To pave the road for others to follow was Mr. Shakespeare in the park. No, but, like, there is a lyric in, like, the song for Realm Reborn during the Realm Reborn trailer where it's like,
I think you're just thinking, I think you're just thinking about in one fleeting moment from a land doth ode, or something to the effect of our path has come again, or something like that.
All right, hold on. I'm looking this up right now. I've literally got the lyrics. Come after. Witness that life is a riddle. I've literally got the lyrics up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and like read through.
Yep, that's what I assumed you were doing.
Look to those who walk before to lead those who walk after. I was right! I fucking knew it. I have listened to this song several times, and that shit, especially during Shadowbringers and Endwalker, like, I got addicted to A Realm Reborn. Like, the song Answers. I got addicted to Answers during, like, Shadowbringers and Endwalker, and I'm just like, I know I fucking heard that lyric. So, yes, I think Expedition 33 slightly clouded what the thing was, but I was on the right path. Like, oh, that's there. Right. But that's what I'm saying, is that, like, that song is about, like, going from 1.0 to 2.0, but it echoes throughout the entirety of FF14, so much so that Answers plays during Heidelin's fight. It's not just a one-off motif, it is baked into the core of what FF14 is all about. In so many aspects of the story, you could argue that Answers is the answer for the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV. Not just going from 1.0 to 2.0. So, with that, like, repeated theme and concept, that's where it's like, if we can stay in that realm while still making Asm be really cool, I would fuck with that. Absolutely. I guess the only other thing to talk about when it comes to the main story, how are you feeling about, like, what we end up having to... No, I mean from 1.0 to 6.0, but I get you. I'll shelve that one, though, because we're too early in this saga to call it. No, absolutely, and I'm purely talking about vibes. I'm not saying... Oh my god, hold on, I'm about to sneeze again.
Bless you. Damn it, I wanted to interrupt you.
Almost. You were just like a second off. I'm not saying Answers is going to continue to be like... Well, I kind of do think Answers is going to be at the heart of always in 14. But, like...
But it's not going to be reprised, is what
No, I don't think it's going to be, like, nearly as important going forward. But I do want that same vibe on Asm's story. Because I feel like that is going to continue to echo forevermore, even if it's not, like, echoing as loudly. With that said, I guess the only other thing to talk about with 7.5's main story is what is happening with how rejoining is the natural state of things. How you guys feeling about that?
It makes sense, but it's so fucking horrifying. Like, hearing that was, yes, that's how our world is supposed to happen, it's like, uh-oh.
And, like, I like, again, I'm right there with you. I think it makes perfect sense. FF14 has always been this really good thing. I don't want to call it a retcon, because it's kind of the same vibe of when Oda writes something for One Piece, and then he just, like, remembers that he wrote something and goes, oh, I can expand on that. It's not really retconning, it's just being like, oh, that's right, we talked about this before. Let's just, like, do more with it. And that's where it's one of those things where, oh, it turns out, like, without Heidelin here at all the worlds are going to rejoin. It's like, oh, no, like, that absolutely makes sense, because Heidelin was, like, holding back Zodiark and was, like, stopping the calamities from, like, absolutely nuking the fucking source out of existence. Yeah. So it's like, oh, well, like, if Hydaelyn was doing that, it makes perfect sense that Hydaelyn was also keeping all of the worlds separate. And that actually just makes Hydaelyn more of a badass. Knee-jerk reaction is that the rejoining can't happen in full. It breaks a lot of the message that everything up until Endwalker told. I'm interested in what you mean. I don't entirely agree.
I think I see what he means. It's like, that is our plan now. That we do not want it to happen in full. While Devious is saying he can't, or no matter what, it won't happen in full, because otherwise, as we've known, everything's just fucking it.
Oh, no, yeah, like, we're not gonna do a rejoining in, like, the traditional sense, because it would just nuke fucking everything. It would literally kill everything, which is why, like, the trip now is gonna be, okay, we need to prevent the rejoining, but obviously we also have to, like, I feel like Victor, because Victor and I talked about this, and, like, it's so very clear that, like, doing a lot of Norse mythology as a baseline. Victor put out a really good theory that, like, we're gonna bridge the worlds, and that's going to, like, make the rejoining stop, because, like, if all of the worlds are able to, like, interconnect, that's basically a rejoining. Like, we're gonna, like, connect the worlds together.
World tree that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna world tree that shit. Yeah, exactly.
Not the imaginary tree.
That'd be my imagining of it. Yeah, exactly. I fully agree with what you're saying there, Devious, and I very much agree. Even before Victor pitched that idea, I was also in the same mindset of, oh, clearly what we're gonna do is not a traditional rejoining, because, like, we've gone through 10 plus years of rejoining bad, so this is gonna be, like, a pseudo-different method of it. What I would do as a literary device to make it happen in a satisfactory way. Exactly, and I very much feel like that's core. And then given that, like, this expansion feels like it's actually using its cultural ties a lot neater than Dawntrail. A lot neater than Stormblood, too, actually. I feel like we're going more into this concept of, like, oh, we're actually using, like, good storytelling to, like, not retcon what we had before, but find a different answer. And again, it's very similar to, like, how in Shadowbringers, we, like, discovered all the different ways, like, oh, hey, the concept of Aether and elements doesn't work entirely like we thought. We actually know more. And then the same thing when we, like, discovered Zodiark and fucking Hydaelyn are primals? What?
Mm-hmm.
So grain of salt for everything I'm saying. Well, even without, like, having gone through it, to be fair, Devious, like, most of what is being talked about is only in the most recent patch. A lot of the post-Dawntrail stuff is just wrapping up Dawntrail, so, like, we can get the fuck away from Dawntrail. Like, 7.5 has been, like, the first, like, bit where it's like, nope, Dawntrail's done. We're done. We literally wrapped up everything we needed. We're moving on. So, yeah, you're absolutely on point, I think. Vana'diel did have her sister worlds tied together by the Walk of Echoes. Hell, Vana'diel of FF11 arguably isn't even the original world. Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's actually something I did not even consider. Are we, like, is FF11 just supposed to be, like, parallel universe, like, variant? Or, like, is FF11, one of the shards? It's a parallel world logic, right? Like, that's what they were going with.
I think so, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be so real. Until the latest 24, I mean, yes, parallel, it is its own tree, there's no way it could work out as a shard. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's very much the same thing as the Nier raids, and it's gonna obviously be the same thing they do with the Ava raids and connecting FF14 to 14. It's all parallel worlds. They're not connected. But like, I'm gonna be so real. I did not fucking care until the very last 24-man what the story was of the 24-man. It's such a nothing burger story until you get to the last 24-man, and it's just like, oh, this is cute. But it's like, God, we have had such better stories for the 20. We've had much worse. We've had considerably worse for the 24-man storylines. But like, would be cool if it linked your account somehow, then you had a raid in 14 where you met your own character in 11 or something. I feel like that's what they were kind of implying. Because, like, you know...
Oh, yeah, that's what they're implying with the elf guy.
Yeah.
He was your character in 11. However, I fully can answer, and hey, this might be a nice good segue to the FanFest. I can fully tell you why they couldn't do that. Fucking PS4.
Yeah, no, yeah. God, we are absolutely going to talk about that. But I do want to go over the 24-man, at least a little bit briefly, even though we just did a little bit of a oopsie-doopsie spoiler there. Although, again, it's the 24-man for Dawn Trail. No one fucking cares. No one cares about the story for that raid. It's just fun raids. But with that said, this is not me calling my shot. This is me, like, writing my letter to Santa Claus. I hope future 24-mans use this fight as a baseline. And I can tell you exactly why. I double hate, entirely loathe 24-mans where you have to just keep running through halls and like, up, next ad phase, up, next ad. I fucking hate it. I'm so sick of that shit. It's boring. So you know what they do in this one? Also, yes, thank you, Devious. I figured you were a man of culture who would catch that. What they do with this one is the ad phase is one of the fights. It's not you running off down a hall and then just beating up a bunch of ads mindlessly. No, it's a ad phase boss rush. And it's so much more fun. It's so much more clever. It cuts the fat so immensely. And it's just like bam, 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 final fight. Also, the final fight in the 24-man. I honest to God feel like that fight was designed and written because it was the writer saying, we know you haven't been paying attention. Fuck you.
Dude, I love that final fight so much. I can't overstate how much fun it actually was.
Oh. What's up, chicken? We are talking about FF14 and basically about how the newest content, its story and its overall vibes and everything going on with it. Also, one second. I'm going to briefly disappear. I need to let my dogs do their business. Cayde, quick, put on the funny hat and dance.
Fucking starts doing the, what's the Gillette dance from Smiling Friends. So how's everyone doing today? Y'all good? It would be really funny if all of us just rioted right now. I so need to figure out how to get my avatar back in for chat. That would be neat.
Okay, Cayde, you can stop twerking. I'm back. Oh, what game is that, Devious? I would love to hear that. I like hearing about shit. Wait, I have Devious, Basil, and Cayde. You three, go find me. Go find you where? What the fuck?
Go find you. Do you mean your your Fugi? Because I don't remember you sending it to me. In Mithringal. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Is that like a certain... Explain it to me like I'm 5. The Last Faith? No.
I don't know what that is either.
No, you gotta dumb it down further, my guy. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you saying?
I'm sorry!
What are you talking about? We're VTubers! We're not smart! We can only have so many active thoughts at one given time.
And I'm not the one with the brain cell right now. I thought I gave it to Baz.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Basil, no. Don't tell me.
I may have lost the brain cell somewhere. I'm gonna be
You're
so
supposed
real.
to keep it safe.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't. I'm sorry I let you down. Oh shit. But yeah, to circle back to what we were saying, because like here in a minute I'll let my pups back in, and then we'll start talking about FanFest. I really need future 24-mans to be very similar to the most recent one, because again, I really do not like having to just like run through large halls fighting the ads. I can't even explain to you what it is I don't like per se, because I don't think it makes those make bad fights. I'm generally neutral to them, right? Self-promo channel where, it is in...
I don't think we have one in your thing.
No, we do, technically. It's in the live table. Going live and announcements in the live table. Ara and I am gonna have to probably... Well, no, I'll use Ara, because, like, the other word would be her name, and I don't know if she wants me doing that. Ara and I will probably sit down and, like, reorganize some stuff, because, like, ever since we've built it, like, it's not 100% as clear as I wanted, but, like, that's more on me being like, I need to, like, fiddle around and try other things, because this is clearly, like, not as clean as I would have liked. Ara did a fantastic job, like, getting, like, the framework and the basics down to where, like, I can change anything I want on my server and it won't break. That's a hell of an accomplishment by your wife!
I told you, she's amazing.
Oh, she is. Alright, that should be long enough for my pups. I will be right back.
Oh. Okay. Very off topic, but also now I understand what you mean. Ah. Oh.
Okay, I have returned.
Okay, now I understand what he's talking about. Kalar likes being extremely generous to people making indie games, and a lot of the time that gets his character put into those games, and Last Faith is one of those games.
Yeah. The last time I talked to them, they had mentioned this, and it's like, it's fucking cool.
Now I understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. It's very fucking neat. Man, if I ever get enough money to drop shit like that, I would love to put my character in a video game. That'd be so sick. It's actually out. Go play with as me. Bitch, with what money?
Yep. That one.
You got play
What
as
fucking money?
you got play as myself. Insert money.
Also, don't say that, Clark.
Have I just invoked generous wrath upon myself?
You could have. You absolutely could have.
Listen, I'm one of those, like, I know so many people like you, Cayde, where it's like, no, don't give me things. Meanwhile, I'm like, bet, gimme. I'm not about to fight. Basil wants money to play with himself. Stranger things have happened on the internet. No, I do that shit for free. I would want money if people want to watch me play with myself. I'm going to have to make a regrettable clip out of that, aren't I?
Probably. Because that was beautiful out of context. Clipping right
the thought came to me. I paused to, like, insert the fucking, cyberpunk meme. The thought came as I was saying it, and then when I finished the sentence I was like, oh no. I should have stopped and listened to my brain for a second first. But yeah, I would love if Cayde reads your alerts. Oh no.
Yeah, you sent me one. Yeah, you just sent me one with the trailer, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
But I really hope, like, future 24-mans have this, like, approach to where it's less about, like, running through all the different hallways.
My Steam alerts. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I thought that's what he meant. I thought that's what he meant, because I'm just like, wait a minute. Because, like, if he was saying, like, check your Discord messages, I think that would have been more clear and abrupt. But yeah, I would love if future 24-mans do that, just because I personally don't feel like the running around is, like, a net positive. I think it's just kind of like, it's another one of those, like, old school design philosophies that are just like, oh, it's an MMO, it has to do this. But it's like, but like, clearly it doesn't. Clearly we don't have to do that kind of approach to the game, and we can just have, like, individual boss rooms. I think, like, the biggest thing that made this one so good to me is, like, 24-mans are known for taking up a lot of time. I don't feel like I got burnt out on this last fight. It went really fast, but it was still chock full of the same kind of content. So it's just one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, I need this in the future. What were your thoughts overall on the 24-man?
Honestly, I am so happy. It was extremely as fun as it was. I don't want to read it out loud, you cunt!
Do it, you fucking coward!
And I accepted it before I could see it, so I don't know if I can look at it again!
Damn.
Because I'm trying to keep the conversation focused!
We have so much time. We have so much time tonight. I'm not going to bed till like 11 at earliest.
Okay. Oh no! He said this is a warning shot to Basil. Sending me the game.
Fire a warning shot into his face.
But sir, this is an M32 rotary grenade launcher.
Fire a warning shot. But yeah, where's your, like, stance on the new 24-man? Like, since I've yapping.
I honestly love, like, it was, as you said, it is extremely fun as a game as a 34-man in general. But I also just like the fact that they kept it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
That's the idea I was going to say. They kept it simple, stupid.
And not that, like, the fights are simple, but just, like, the approach was simple.
Yeah.
do you want to know what one of my biggest FF14 hot takes is?
Say that again?
Do you want to know what one of my biggest FF14 hot takes is?
Oh, go ahead.
I
said hot taste. I don't know why.
Hot taste!
That's why I was like, wait, come again?
I think the Nier raids are bad.
That's a hot take?
Apparently! Like, in my circles, that's a hot take.
I mean, I'd say that's a take. Like, it's not...
Is this literally one of those, I'm not like the other boys, I have a hot take? It's like, brother, this has already gone cold.
Like,
you have to stick this in the microwave.
I've honestly been like, from what everything I've seen and heard, it's like, the Nier raids are okay, they're good. Yeah, exactly, devious. It's like, you like them, but you don't go to war over them because you understand they're long as fuck.
Alright, that's the thing. I'm too old. I was too old when the Nier raids came out. I hated how long they took. People talk about how 24 mans eat up your time. Nothing eats up your time like the final raid of Nier. And, oh, God help me if I get that in the roulettes. I really hate it, man. It wastes so much time, and I get so pissy, and like, because like when people do the mechanics wrong, you're just stuck there forever.
Yeah, everything you just said is like cold. Everyone agree. Most people I talk to agree with that. It's like, yeah, it's fun, but it takes forever.
Yeah. Also, I do also understand with Devious is like if the rewards are good enough, and like that's my problem. I didn't really care about the glamour from Nier. I got 2B's ass, and that's all I really needed from the raids. I literally finished the Nier raids just so I can say I had done them, and then like I started getting them in roulettes, and I'm like, stop. I have a girlfriend, soon to be fiance. I have other things to do. I can't play less long.
I did them constantly because I wanted Boja weapons. I regretted that decision.
Although, ironically, from like what I've heard, you know, I mean, like side tangent. How do people feel about like the current like comparison between like Eureka, Baja, whatever the fuck Dawn Trail has? And to be clear, I'd say that not as a derogatory to Dawn Trail. I didn't think Baja was that good either. I just don't remember what it's called.
Oh. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it day one. I tried it and I was like, this ain't for me, and walked away.
To me, it was a cool thing, like, oh, hey, cool, Nier Raid, just go and turn on a video and zone out. Yeah, which is, like, I feel like if you're good enough at the game, you can do that, but, like, there's a lot of people who are not good enough at the game to zone out those fights. Like, holy shit. I could also just be, like, the unluckiest warrior of light in existence and keep getting people who suck ass. I'm allowed to say that now. I've actively gone through a raid tier live. I'm not just a scrub anymore.
No, Basil, you're cringe. You need to accept that you're cringe.
No, I'm based in black pills. I don't even know what that means. I'm so fucking old, dude. I'm ancient. Damn it, chat said I'm cringe. I guess it's true. Fuck. I'm not coming back from that.
Coop, seethe, and mold.
God. Okay, with that, Grandpa Basil, what was it like during the last Ice Age?
I wouldn't know. I was locked away in a jail of frozen internet connections. But we had to use this only tool for us to break free called dial-up.
God, you're fucking...
Jesus Christ! I have to now fight my wife.
No.
Surprised. Cherry Coke Royale has appeared. There we go. I got their name right. I wasn't alive back for the last one. I bet against the dinosaurs. I think that's so much worse.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're older than Baz Pilar, but
Yeah, but you did it while scaring the shit out of me.
Be more perceptive.
yeah, I think
Don't sneak up on me while I've got headphones on! Ladies and gentlemen, the person that said yes when I said marry me.
I didn't say yes. I grabbed your face and I kissed you.
I don't know how to respond to that. It's like, yeah, that's factually what happened. Wait, aren't I older than Basil? I mean, possibly, but, like, I'm old on, like, internet levels of, like, my soul and my brain are old. I'm surrounded by subs, I swear. No, you have labeled me wrong, good sir. I love taking care of my wife. I will absolutely fight the idea of a sub. I'm not subscribed.
I'm not
Good.
subscribed. God.
Good. That's a good joke. That's very nice. That's very solid.
You should do that.
Also, I'm gonna be mean to Devious. It's like, wow, Devious, genuine love for a romantic partner means I'm a sub? That's sad, dude. That's sad.
In this day and age, of course it is. That's exactly what it means, right? That's what, you know, my internet personality told me.
Cayde has so many fucking levels. Cayde has so many fucking levels. I don't even know where to start. Oh, one time my boomer coworker was giving me crap about how my generation doesn't know how to use his generation's technology. I just told him his generation doesn't know how to light a fire with flint and steel like I can. Let's fucking go! Stunned on him! Now, genuine love for a romantic partner means you're gay. That's accurate. No, I'm not gonna fight you. That's 100% facts. That's just straight facts. Yeah, hold on. This is 13 plus, not 18 plus. Chill. I can get away with saying a lot of things. We're not streaming on Kick. We have some standards here.
Do we?
Yes, that's why we're not on Kick. It's kind of inherent, my dude. Is there anything else you want to like talk about when it comes to 7.5 before we start gushing about FanFest and I bully you for not trusting me about doing research? What? Who said that?
I think we got over. Yeah, I think we got around most of the points.
All right, sick. I asked mostly to be sure that like if there was anything else you particularly wanted to talk about, because it's like I got to gab about my shit.
You're terrible tanking, because you weren't a tank.
How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you fucking off-tank branded motherfucker, you speak to me, a paladin, in such a tone.
Motherfucker! I'm a dark day! I've done enough tank!
All right, bye, Devious. I look forward to hearing how you're gonna torture Cayde in his campaign and your campaign.
Oh god. Okay, small thing. I don't know if you heard anything about Traveler, but
Devious has been telling me
fact-
stuff, but like I haven't like deep dived it yet.
brother, the fact that you have to roll for your backstory / education, like college education, is like baffling me. And also, in the original version, it's so D&D 1.0, you could fucking die before you started playing the game.
Yeah. I think I remember Devious telling me that actually.
Like, you hear that and it's like, man, that is definitely from D&D 1.0 era, ain't it?
Yeah, like the oh yeah, it's basically a war game, but we sometimes do roleplay. All right, with that, I do have one thing to celebrate. This is the last month in which I will have a completely booked schedule, reliable work weeks. Woo! Oh, let's fucking go! That means we can plan
Let's
on hanging out
go!
together. All right, go ahead and just get on my shoulders there. Yep, just watch the foot. Watch the foot. Okay. I can't. My hair is so short. How is it getting in your way? Because I use conditioner. I hate that that's supposed to be. Oh, Cayde's muted. 1 second. I haven't fixed. I haven't fixed Cayde yet. 1 sec. There we go. That means we're not gonna do the bit again because the time's passed. It just is what it is. I'm not reading that. I'm letting that one slide. All right, let me go ahead and close.
I think you're the one that looks like a burger.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Please, please shut your whore mouth. Okay. We are going to have the FanFest up on the screen. But we're going to jump around a lot because, like, we are not going to watch all 7 hours of this. We're going to jump around to, like, the best parts. Do we want to start by, like, watching the trailer?
Yeah, because we can pick apart little bits and pieces of the trailer itself as well.
Oh, wait, ads are going... Well, you know what, we can get through this and then ads will start. Hold fast to what you must and meet your fate without fear.
Hold fast to your cock.
Okay, this is one thing that, like, not upset me, but, like, I wish my brain had, like, not connected the dots. At the time, 7.5 hadn't been, like, out yet, right? So, because of that, this part... Hold on. YouTube's trying to not die on me. Come on, YouTube. I believe in you. Alright, hold on. So, when you, like, see this part where, like, you see the key moving, I immediately was like, oh, so we get that one part of the statue out. Okay. Like, that doesn't bother me, but it's like, aw. That would have been kind of a neat reveal that, like, the fucking trophy thing, like, separates. I didn't know it did. Let none bar your path. I already feel like the song for this trailer is going to slap. You know what it is? it feels like Endwalker's trailer. Like, or like a mixture between Shadowbringers and Endwalker, where it's like, once you get past, like, the opening, it's just like, boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is just gonna be, like, the motif going forward, that it's always gonna start with, like, some kind of, like, cool start with a guitar bit. Because even Dawn Trail's theme starts with that.
It's my favorite story. Oh, you know it better than me by now. But if you insist, yes.
So, a lot of people think that this is supposed to be, like, Old Lady Ishtola. And I think the reason... Here, let me get back to that part really quick. The reason why is because of the cattail. And the fact that it's just like, it's fucking magic cattail. And, like, she's old and she kind of looks like the old lady that taught her. I'm not the biggest fan of this theory. I think it's like, it's connecting dots that aren't there. But, like, I figured I would bring it up because it's like, a lot of this stream is going forward is gonna be, hey, this is what we've heard from people.
You insist. Yes. All right, I'm ready.
Also, I find this kid to be, like, fucking adorable. I'm a sucker for it. Yeah!
Long,
Oh, yeah.
long ago.
That little person just wants to hear their good story.
You yet recall.
That's so cool.
Prospered, for the world was rich in plenty. Majestic trees stood sentinel over lands without end. From towering peaks sprang rivers, flowing into and feeding great seas.
This is such a fucking awesome, like, the whole tapestry thing, it's so fun. It's so fun.
It really is.
Astidian's... People have gone so apeshit over Astidian drop kicking. Like, can you explain why that, like, people love that so much? Like, is this just, like, something I'm not getting?
Looks cool.
Okay, because, like, those mobs are in FF11. Oh.
Oh, that's probably why they freaked out. Okay.
Well, no, because, like, specifically, like, the internet, like, lost its shit over, like, Astidian drop kicking anything rather than, like, attacking with the spear. Maybe it's just, like, he drop kicked. It's cool. Also, we're about to go into ad break, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break so that Cayde can go pee and get some water, and I can do the same. See you in a bit! Okay, we should be back. Have you taken your piss? He has to come back from pissing, guys.
I'm back. Apparently, my family made teriyaki chicken and rice. So I grabbed that and shook me up some gamer subs. Use code. We don't have a code.
I appreciate you doing that bit. Also, yay! Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and continue this. No, I know I was sharing the screen. I'm not too concerned about it.
Relentless ice. The world grew cold and still. Men succumbed to bitter sorrow.
So the first time, have you ever played or seen FF10, Cayde?
God, how far did I... Oh! I remember. I got to tell Odin because I fucking hated it. I hated fighting Odin so much.
I don't remember.
And then I dropped the game.
I mean, fair enough. Okay, but like, tell me that this doesn't look like Sin
never mind.
from FF10.
Wait, I'm wrong. Sorry, I was talking FF13. I was like,
Well, yeah, FF13 sucks ass. It's a bad game.
Yeah.
Bad series. You should feel bad if you like it. I'm coming for you specifically, listener.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you should feel bad. Piece of shit. Bad taste. Get good. Do better. Do better for yourself. Anyway, so like, Tidus and Yuna. That Final Fantasy.
Yeah, sad thing is I've only got to the part where you meet Blitzball guy, and that's it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So do you remember the big fucking whale monster that's called Sin? That like sends.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Tell me this doesn't give that same like image, right?
Yeah. Honestly, that one specifically reminded me of Expedition 33 with the giant with the like electric spear thing through its chest and the city on its back.
Oh, I didn't get that far. I need to finish 33 still.
Oh, you see it in the overworld. It's not like actual something you
Oh, okay. This is like these are very clearly giants, right? Like they're like Jotuns and shit.
Oh yeah.
I made the comment when I was talking with Victor about how, like, oh man, these kind of give, like, the vibes of, like, Sin Eaters. And then, like, Victor was, like, screaming, yes! Because they basically are! They're just the ice version! I'm like, oh, that makes... Yeah, because a world controlled by ice... Yeah, no, this makes sense. The Jotun are the equivalent of the Sin Eaters in this expansion. That makes sense.
We had no choice but to flee to the sky.
And heckin' cold and windy, hell yeah it is. Oh, other theory that everybody is like screaming about. People think this is Hamarut. I don't think they're right. I don't think this is correct. Maybe it's
just.
Go ahead.
I thought that was the chick that we were talking shit to on the moon.
Yeah, that's. Did I say
She's just not wearing her glasses.
I don't see it. I don't think this is that same character.
Same gem on the head, horns on the side of the face, nothing else on them.
So gem on the head where? On their hat? You mean the gem on their hat?
Look at their forehead.
That's not a gem. That could easily be like a fucking scale for like Aura. I would know. My character is an Aura who has a similar thing. That might not be a gem. Like, to me...
Oh, it's a piece of the armor set. Oh, okay. I'm wrong then.
Yeah. Like, so, like, this area here... I don't know that... Hold on, you know what we can do really quick? What the fuck is the character's name? FF14...
You might have said the name right. I just don't remember it.
Halmarut? Yeah, here we go. So... Looking at that... I really don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Cause like, there's a little...
Who the fuck are you, bitch?
Say what?
I said, who the fuck are you, bitch?
Yeah, cause like, this is Halmarut. Here, let me open up the image in like a separate tab, right? And we can like, look a little bit like closer. So, like, she doesn't have, like, a gem thingy on her head. The ear, like, well, these are ears. Like, canonically, these are supposed to be ears. I don't think the ears, like, they're close, but these are more, like, wide and pointed down, while these are more sideways, right? I don't think this is Halmarut.
They're different characters.
Right, because, like, even, like, facial, like, skin tone. This bitch pale as fuck!
Maybe sibling of some kind or something?
As
we know, these aren't like Ashians that of the OG realm. These are the ones that were recruited after by Emmett Selk and the like.
Yeah.
So these could be siblings in some way.
I would not go against the idea that they are related. Also, yeah, what Wiles is talking about is like the ears are also different colors. I'm not gonna lean on that just because of like it's like the what's going on in the scene. It's kind of hard to tell. Like these might actually also be kind of green, but like they're a little bit like faded out because of the rest of the color going on. But yeah, this is a very different character in my opinion. I don't think this is Halmaroots. So I just wanted to point that out because like again, a lot of this is going to be, hey, here's our reaction or post reaction, but also I'm going to tell you what I have learned recently. I get post entrapment Tiamat colors from her. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Well, here's the other thing, because this is a theory I do agree with. This motherfucker is absolutely gonna be Odin. Like, he's got like a missing... Hold on. You can like just barely see it. Let me like back up a little. See if I can like just catch it as it's zooming out. He is missing an... this is gonna be Odin. This is absolutely going to be this Shard's version of Odin.
Keep it going ham on this planet, damn right. But yeah, that would be really cool, because it would also be very fitting with how they said everyone hates everyone, right? Because as we all know, in Norse mythology, everyone tolerates each other. They don't like each other, except for those that are married to each other. Even then, some of them just fucking despise each other in its political marriages.
Yep.
Then what happened? The land below became a frozen waste. But everything changed when they arrived.
Oh, I'd love it if they wrote that not Odin to be like how Odin is portrayed in Ragnarok, where he is just extremely fucking manipulative. And it's like, oh, you are too smart. You are so smart, you know how to talk to people, and that sucks.
I want to roll the dice that, like, even though Halmarut has been, like, hey, like, we recognize your strength, you're still stupid, I think Odin is going to be the first of, like, the other faction. You know, we're deep enough in the stream, I can just say the Winterers. I think we're really going to be fucking with Odin specifically for, like, the first of the Winterers to stop.
Yeah.
Aye. Though in those days, we knew them.
Where's Atreus? So many people thought so many weird things because of this, right? Because this is essentially a very
it's
much
just showing the expansion class. It's Reaper this time around.
Yeah. But so many people thought this was like supposed to be so many things about Zero. It was there was like a weird theory going around that like this was actually
I'm entering your room.
What?
I'm entering your room.
Thanks. What's up, babe?
I'm going to bed.
Love you. Mwah.
Love you too. Have fun with your nerd hobbies.
Thank you. There was like some talk of like, oh, maybe they're marveling us and like that's not actually Meteor, but that's supposed to be Zero. And it's like, no, that's so stupid. That these cinematics cost so much money to make, they would absolutely not do that.
They would absolutely not do that. Plus, again, it's just doing what they always do, showing what the expansion class is going to be. And they're showing Reaper, which I think Reaper's main should be excited, because usually when they're the expansion class, they get a rework or a retweak of a lot of their kit to make them far more interesting, which Reaper fucking needs.
I mean, that's not what happened to Dark Knight during Shadowbringers, but like, you know.
Because he wasn't boring at that time.
Because Dark Knight was okay in those days. Also, to respond,
slowly falling into PTSD of Stormblood / Shadowbringers Dark Knight, where it's like, those were the days.
Oh my god, don't even get me started on Astro back in Shadowbringers. I have literally made the joke that because of the new changes coming to the battle system we'll talk about, I actually feel like Astro will come back to being a fun buffing class. It's literally me with How to Train Your Dragon holding on to Astro's face. You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. To respond to chat, it could also be Thor. I think Thor's gonna have a relevant kind of like character archetype in this, but like the whole missing the eye thing is what makes me go, that's gotta be Odin.
It would be really cool if they let the Thor character actually be pretty chill with us. Like, have him be similar to, I can't remember his name in Stormblood, but we go together. Except not, go until, oh my god, I'm sad now. He's just like, I want to keep fighting you guys, because you're fucking strong. You're cool.
I'm trying to
You
remember
let
who
me
you're
have
talking
fun
about.
now. I can't remember his name either, but he was the Rogadin guy that kept saying, it looks like my name days have all come at once.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. So like a happier version than him, because he went batshit insane. We drove him off a cliff.
No, remember the Garleans just experimented on him and turned him into a walking mecha.
It's been so long. Like, I remember him being pretty upset that we were kicking his ass.
He was bad and like got augments to be better, but then at one point the Garleans were like, "You're just too fucking weak. We're gonna basically we're gonna Mechanicus you now."
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like I never saw that as him being like, my great rival. Like, I remember actively making jokes about him. It's like, dude, you want to be Xenos so bad.
Oh, I'm saying we get that now with this new Thor character. Well,
Yeah.
he was like, oh, I'm going after you, and it's like, hey, I get to take down the Warrior Light. It looks like all my name days are coming at once. The Thor dude is like, I'm trying to stop you, but, actually, better comparison. Ashura's Wrath, the
mentor
That's
character.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Still trying to stop you as much as he can, but he's excited and happy because, oh my god, you're putting up a fight.
Yeah. I know. I like that comparison a lot more. Also, Final Fantasy does have a Primal Eidolon Esper that hasn't been used much, and it was in 6. Ragnarok. I'm gonna say this now. Wiles, you're calling your shot, and I kind of agree with you. I would love if like one of the primal fights we do is Ragnarok. That'll be cool as shit. That's gonna be fun. The Wanderer. I like that a lot. When I saw this the first time, I jumped out of my seat. Like,
it's so soon, comparatively.
In the grand scheme, this is so close. And this was the first sign. This was the first sign that this fan fest was gonna be something special. Because, or at least that I had hoped, right? Because normally they don't call this so soon. But they realize how badly they need... Because, like, I want to make this clear. Dawn Trail on a bad day is a 6 out of 10. I don't think Dawn Trail is anywhere close to a bad expansion, anywhere close to what the bad expansions of something like World of Warcraft has had, right? But they still had to do something, because it was not just a bad expansion, it was a mediocre expansion, and it was multiple years of the same shit over and over again. So, like, It was a multitude of things that they had to do right. And them saying January, we're locking that shit in right now. Ragnarok was a sword-shaped Esper that used the ability Metamorphosis, mainly used to transform Tonberry into ribbons, But imagine a blade with that name that creates its own body, similar to what canonically happens with the Sword of Odin. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Anyway, Cayde, you were going to say something.
I was gonna read that off.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate
It's just like, how fucking cool would that be if this motherfucker was like, just this giant blade that... You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of, Soul Calibur, where the sword there, I think it's Soul Calibur 2 or 3, where he summons himself out of the blade to defend himself and be like, I'm not letting you beat me.
Yeah. All right, so at this point, we're going to jump around and try to, like, talk about, like, the presentation as, like, the things pop up. And we, like, just, like, have our reaction to, like, what we were thinking. Because, Cayde, you just recently got through all of this content before. And initially... You were gonna, like, be pretty hands-off, and the thing that, like, I had to, like, bite my tongue on is because I feel like every time any of my friends do this to themselves, it's like, no, I don't want to be spoiled, I want to be surprised, I'm gonna buy this fully outright, and I'm like, no, like, oops, I hit buttons, let me get
What have you done? Stop!
I fucked up. Cause, like, it's not just you, like, several people I know have tried doing this, and I literally always call it, if you do this and you stick to your guns on this, you are going to hate when it comes out. Because you didn't take the time to educate yourself on whether or not this was going to be an expansion you actually were going to give a fuck about. And it's not just 14, it's like a bunch of other stuff. It's like, oh, I'm not going to look up how Remnant 2 is going to be. It's like, no! They're changing so much! You need to double check if this is what you want to play on concept. You might not fuck with this, and you're blindly going to give them your money and then be mad about it later. So that's where, like, my stance was like, oh, Cayde, please, just, like, I'm not gonna push this on you, but take the time to look things up. What finally, like, made you break and go, okay, I'm gonna look this up?
Was when I was sitting there and I was, like, listening to videos, and in the background they're like, oh yeah, you just have these, what was the new job system called? Evolved jobs.
Evolved.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And then I panicked because I at first thought they were just replacing the jobs, and then that's when I started looking, and I was like, oh no, this is just new system alongside old system. It's like a moment of, oh god, no, wait, are they breaking my baby?
Yeah. Like, you got too interested. Also, whilst I very much agree, I have complaints of Dawn Trail. Wook Lamont is not one of them. I openly like Wook Lamont. I have problems with some of the story writing, but I do not inherently think Wook Lamont is a problem of Dawn Trail. I think she's a fine character. There are things around her. That make her character not as good as it could be.
Continue to stand 2 toes down and say she shouldn't have been in the other half of the fucking expansion, but hey, it's fine.
Listen, yes. I'm gonna go even further. I don't think the second half of the expansion should have happened. The second half of the expansion should have been its own expansion. But we're not here talking about that. We're moving on. The scars are healing. All right, let's scroll through. They show off a couple of screenshots, which, you know, look pretty nice. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Then they show that, and again, I'm like, that reminds me of Sin from Final Fantasy X. Look, arcane giants roaming. Look how this thing, it makes me want to
Big boy.
I have a fear of things that are big like this. I don't know what, like, the classification of it is, but, like, when something is that massive, I just, like, get scared. And I am very excited to fight this thing, because, like, this is a terrifying enemy to me. I love this so fucking much, dude. Showing off more concept. How do we feel about the cats?
I think they're adorable. I made the joke to Ara. Calicos have invaded from Monster Hunter.
Yeah, no, for real. Here's the funny thing. There's been talks about how, like, this is going to be like the next beast class, or like beast race, and I agree with that. But how funny would it be? How funny would it be if this could become like a new playable faction for players? All you'd have to do, right? All you'd have to do is just use the skeleton of the Lalafell.
It would be really funny and really neat, but also
there's no way they would let you play through the beginning of the game as a cat.
as a cat.
Have a good one, Wiles. Enjoy your democracy. All right, let's see here. They talk about the game's rise and fall. Okay. Here's the first, like, really big thing that they mess with, right? Which is going to be the new, like, character inventory system and the new, like, weekly setup. So this they even say in the video, hey, this is like this is very much like a, like, proof of concept. This isn't fully there yet. I really like it. I think it's like the gacha player in me, but it's like, oh, this looks kind of clean. I actually like this a lot. And I like that, like, our character is, like, doing a little pose in the middle. I think that fucks.
And you can change it and all that stuff. Yeah, it actually looks really good.
And then you've got missions, rewards, savage gear. So this is a great thing to start with. I didn't fully grasp what they were saying until after I had listened to other podcasters talk about this. The idea, and I'm gonna put the music back on because we're not listening to anything else now. I love the idea that they are doing a couple of things with this. First, if you have your main class and they have, like, the top eye level for, like, whatever content's out, now all of your classes have that top eye level.
All of them are good.
The only thing you have to pay attention to is stats and materia. And, like, that is going to save so much time. Because that doesn't mean that the race in the grind for gear is erased. Like, you're still gonna want to get the gear that is particular to your character class. But if you're just trying to, like, run a different class or level something and, like, go through roulettes or do your weekly grind, you can do stuff now. You can just have fun.
You can play the video game without sitting there being like, but I have to do my day or my weekly runs of the raids. I have to do my daily runs of all the roulettes. I have to do my daily runs of this top level fucking dungeon to get the tombstones, because it's all about the tombstones, baby. Gotta get more tombstones.
It's all about the tomes, baby. It's all about the tomes. Gotta love the tomes. And, like, they'll do, I think I actually skipped through this, but yeah, here we go. They actually do a bit where they're gonna show the tomes and just, like, watch them, like, all pile up. It just keeps going and going and going
and going.
We need more. No, keep going. Fill the whole screen. Fill the whole screen, you cowards. But yeah, this system is being replaced by this instead, which is going to be a weekly setup to where, like, I think this is like a token to get you gear. This is obviously like a chess piece to get you different kinds of gear. I'm curious what this is supposed to be. Maybe like accessory?
Probably?
And then you've got like the book that can help you once again get more gear.
Oh! Look at the bottom left. The top one is stuff for gear, while the bottom one is extra loot. That's why there's like music sheets and emotes on the bottom there. Those are extra loot, while the top is specifically gear.
And then look at this as well. Like, I missed this the first time. Getting mounts from your weeklies? Hell fucking yes, dude. Hell fucking yes. That is gonna be... I feel like that's gonna make mounts way more fun. Because, like, you'll get a cool mount every season. And, like, you'll potentially every season. And that's always gonna be something fun to work towards. And essentially what they're gonna do is instead of having to do, like, your dailies like you've been doing, you're instead going to be pushed to, like, pick a particular set of, like, missions throughout your week, and that is what is going to, like, affect what's going on. So you've got, like, complete a main scenario quest that's worth 500 points, complete a side quest that's worth 50 points, complete an instance dungeon that's 300 plus, complete a trial that's 100 plus, which means that there could be, like, caps to where, like, every time you do one of those, that adds, like, you get, like, it gets, like diminishing returns, but you can still, like, do that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Have a good one, man. Thank you for being here. I love this so much because something they also talk about in this entire run is the idea that, like, hey, you, like, a lot of our, like, outside of dungeon content is very dead because it has not, like, there's nothing to do. Like, you're focused on other things. And look what's here. Worth 50 points.
Oh.
And then you've also got participate in front line, participate in gate. And again, this is all, like, early,
optional stuff to do.
Yeah. Also,
you choose any one of those.
Also, maybe this is just me, like, overthinking, right? But, like, the fact that, like, Trail to the Heavens is in the corner and all this is going on, maybe a crackpot theory, right? Maybe I'm super off base on this. Are they gonna implement this before 8.0? Because, like, they also have Season 1, 8.0 to 8.1, rewards update in 14 days. But why is Trial to the Heavens? Because, like, isn't Trial to the Heavens is the 7.5 patch, right?
There's one of two reasons for this. One, they had, this is, developer build. Like, this is, like, how it looks, and because the quote-unquote current patch of the developer build is Trial to the Heavens, that's how it looks. Or maybe you're right. Maybe they're gonna try and get this through before 8.0.
I would love for that to
doubt
be the case.
It's gonna be going through before 8.0 because it's a lot, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, I'm very curious, and, like, that's why I very much agree that I'm grasping at straws, and I think you're onto something that, like, hey, 7.5, like, is the thing, like, this could be nothing. Season 1 is considered an 8.0, but, like, I don't know, they're already bringing data center party finder, like, data center wide party finder in this current patch. I'm really curious if they might, like, introduce this just before 8.0, just to get, like, people's, like, whistles wet, you know? But I genuinely believe this is going to be a like, if this is done well. So, like, everything we're talking about here from here on is on the assumption that they do things well. Because that's gonna be the struggle here, of whether or not this gets done in a way that, like, works. I thoroughly hope this does get done well, and I do think this is a good start. I'm really interested to know what they're doing with the whole 300 plus, because I also feel like this makes roulettes not dead. So a criticism or a concern that some people were talking about is that this would kill off roulettes completely. And, like, roulettes are, like, a really good fundamental way for people who are new to get into the game. With this 300 plus, 100 plus, I think this is, like, a good way to indicate, no, roulettes will not be dead. Like, you'll still want to do roulettes. They're just not the only thing you want to do.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to balance that out is, like, for people who want to immediately fucking, raid, like, as soon as they come out, make it to where roulettes give the highest amount, right? And then everything else gives about half, if not 3/4 of the amount. So it's, like, very obvious, hey, if you want to raid as soon as that fucking thing comes out, you're gonna be doing roulettes anyways.
Yeah, and then...
Because that's the fastest way to do it.
And then on top of that, they also mention in this that, like, hey, if you missed a week, but you're able to finish off the next week, we will let you get the rewards from last week.
Oh, hearing that made me so happy.
Yeah, I'm 33.
Hey guys, you want to hear how much we respect your time?
Yeah, honestly. And, like, this is something that Jesse Cox and a couple of other people talk about. World of Warcraft is probably rightfully going in the direction of, like, no, we are the meta, we are hardcore, we are, like, nitpicky stat game. Because, like, that's kind of what Warcraft has always been. And in the same vein, FF14, even on the, like, hardcore level, has always been the far more casual game. And so it feels like they're like, no, fuck it, we're leaning into that. That's what makes our game special. It's more casual approach.
And the thing is, both of those approaches are fine.
Absolutely.
Like, neither of them are wrong. It's just, again, different approaches to two different service model, or, what word am I
clientele.
thinking of? Product models. There we go.
Okay. And I agree. I actually think this is actually very healthy for MMOs. And, like, I'm not an MMO guy. FF14 just happens to be the MMO I like. But, like, I feel like that is something that, like, MMOs as, like, a genre of games need, is to actively differentiate themselves from one another. And, like, with the biggest ones clearly going in two different directions, it's gonna... I'm hoping that there is a point where, like, you cannot compare 14 and WoW like you can right now. It's like, oh yeah, they're both tab targeting games, but they drastically play differently. Their reward system is drastically different. Like, I'm looking forward to that immensely. Is there anything you want to, like, mention from anything we just talked about?
I think that's about it.
Let's go on. Oh, and, like, this is kind of... So, this is, like, another thing to, like, bring up on, maybe I have a little bit of a basis on this, because they're gonna mention here in a second, how seasons are going to work. They don't go into detail right now because...
Anyways.
Okay, I can't find it. They're gonna talk more about it in Japan. I think I skipped it. Yeah, here it is. More details to come in Tokyo. So, like, this is gonna be more in detailed when we get to the FanFest in Japan, like, a couple months out from release. If they are going to launch the season before 8.0, I'm calling my shot now. They're gonna call it during that FanFest.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I feel like if it's gonna get called... Oh, we gotta talk about that here in a second. So armor system update, we talked about that. Character-focused design. So here's like where I started getting super hyped. Character action skins.
Oh.
You can do so much with this. You could like, I hope so. Like we know we're gonna get mounts, right? And we know we're gonna get emotes. What if some of the things that come through with seasons is also different animations?
It's an open ball game at this point, which is the greatest part about it. Is like they could absolutely make it into a seasonal reward. They can make it to where you purchase them. They could do a lot of those, and all of them are like, no one's gonna yell about it because it's more customizations that don't affect gameplay.
I really hope they do not like penny pinch us for like the animations on the shop, because like listen. We've done tokusatsu collabs with FF14 and other, like, stuff before, right?
Yeah.
If they did a Kamen Rider Zets, like... I told you this the other day. Imagine if they did, like, the Banish Kamen Rider kick as, like, a skin for, like, Monk's Limit Break. I would buy that. I would spend every waking moment trying to unlock it, because it would be so fun... For the limit, imagine. The belt is just on the character. They don't transform, but during the limit break charge, they're pressing the trigger on the belt, and then you just hear, Impact! Banish! Like during a Kamen Rider kick limit break. They'll never do this, but if they ever did, I would literally cut off my skin and give it to them. Like, here's my down payment.
I will sell you my first board for this.
I won't go that far. But the thought did occur to me. I won't pretend it didn't.
I would, because I'm never having kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's some fake court dealing shit right there, son.
Yes, I will sell you my first board. Doesn't have kids. Hey, so about that first board. I didn't say I would have a first board, my guy.
And then going further with this, you have like all the different dyes and like the updates they're gonna be doing to skin tones. This to me screams one of the big limitations from the PS4. Like, they couldn't do this before because literally the PS4 could not handle it.
100% easily. One, because that's too much clutter for the PS4 to like trying to comprehend.
Yeah, it's like too much to render.
More, here, like, I'm gonna say this again because I don't know if everyone heard it or not, but the moment I heard him say, we never allowed you guys to have that many glamour plates, is because if we did, you would suddenly crash a PS4 because they had to code it in order that your character carries every single item on your glamour plate, including the ones you have equipped.
Mm-hmm.
So that is hundreds of items and combinations that you are lobbing around to you via character data.
A PC or a PS5 absolutely can handle that.
100%, easily. Hell, here's the funniest part. On a PC and a PS5, you can code it where you find the armor data in the file of the glamour box. PS4s don't like that much thinking. And
like,
guess what? That would save on character data too. So the game runs easier on PS4, PS5s and PC.
So, like, this is worth talking about and bringing up. This is not where I got the most hype, but it's also because I am fashionless. I am tasteless. This was not for me. But it was still worth bringing up.
talking about the PS4 thing is where I got the most hype because, thankfully, because I started taking computer science design, and just my tiniest bit of that time made me realize spaghetti code is just a thing when you're a programmer. It just exists everywhere. And the best, like, privilege you can get is being able to look at spaghetti code, realize, hey, we don't want you limited on this system anymore. Do what you want. When you hear that, you're like, it feels like a weight comes off your shoulders. You're allowed to just go back, fix everything that that system made wrong, quote unquote, and make it run so much better.
So, also, thank you for adding that, because, like, that was such a cool thing when we talked about this before, where it's like, hey, I actually have, like, a computer science angle to this. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. I don't know that shit.
It's why Yoshi P sounded so fucking excited when he was like,
okay,
we're done being on PS4, bitches!
Something that, like, everyone else clocked, which I had to go back and listen to. Yoshi, whenever Yoshi has to tell someone, it's like, hey, we have technical limitations, I'm so sorry, you're going to have to get ready for this. None of that energy. It was all like, we're free. We're finally free.
And it's literally because he now knows he can look at his devs and be like, have fun. Just enjoy fixing this code in a way that you want it to be, so it runs as well as you know you can make it. Because, as you probably mentioned before, Basil, he's been there. He's been in the coding area before, and he's been in the director spot and on the board. He knows a lot of the layers of this. So he knows when he looks at his coders and says, you're free, they will just be like, or what?
So, we're getting into the real meat and potatoes now, and we're gonna probably, like, actively watch the videos, still muted, though. To start, though, what theories do you have for the hint? 'Cause here's something that, like, I got reminded of. I don't think this shirt, everyone's saying, oh, dual shield job. No, I think that's too simple. And I'll tell you why. Because back in the day, when they were releasing, or they were going to release Samurai, he wore a Sam Raimi Spider-Man shirt. Sam Raimi. That was supposed to be the hint for Samurai.
Damn it, now I'm even more sad that I don't know what this is, because I didn't even know this was a hint. I thought he just straight up said that it was they were making a dual shield job.
I don't remember him outright saying it was going to be a dual shield. A lot of people were thinking that, and then somebody reminded me, hey, because this shirt absolutely is supposed to be a hint at the tank job. Like, this isn't, like, what he does, right? And
Yeah. I know that's his thing.
But, like, a lot of people were like, oh my god, dual shield. It's like, no, it can't be that simple. Because another example, if I remember correctly, he had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt on with Leonardo being up front, and that was supposed to be the hint for Viper, because Leo uses 2 swords.
Oh, so he's Omega vague with these at times.
Yes. So, like, I don't want to outrule the idea that it's dual shield, but something in my brain is like, no, there's something else here. What could it be? And I think somebody mentioned in my raid group that what if the new tank job, maybe it is double shield, but what if it's literally like Garlean exosuit? What if it's, like, the armor that, like, was enhanced by, like, magic so the Garleans could do that, crazy backflippy shit, like, from the one fight in the main scenario? What if that is the tank? I like that theory a lot more, especially when you consider that Gunbreaker also is like a class where it's like, oh yeah, but the Garleans use that because they can't use magic. It's like, right, but we as Gunbreakers do use magic. We can control Aether, and we just mix that into the Gunbreaker fighting style. Gunbreaker was also a thing before the Garleans, so it's like,
That's why it's quite literally called Aether Charges.
Yep. So I want to subscribe to the idea that others have said that it's like an exosuit thing that may have dual shield, but it's an exosuit. Like, that's the real meat and potatoes of it. And I would fuck with that a lot, actually.
That'd be wild, honestly.
He then goes into talking a bit about Reborn and Evolved. Let me find the comparison photo I want specifically. Because they go into more detail much later, which is like what we're primarily going to look at before we head to bed. Okay, yeah, so like the picture I want in particular is like way later down. Let's see here. So, we're gonna talk about that. So, they mention somewhere in here about how like they're going to do like a difficulty between Savage and Extremes. I'm really curious about what they're, and this is going to be revealed in Berlin, so this is going to be something they go more into detail on July. But the thing that I'm super curious about is like, what is it that they're going to do? Not just with like how the fights work, but like the rewards, right? Because like, you could have the majority of the armor come in from the in-between, and then just only have the weapons be like what you're gonna get during the new like overall raid update. Or you could have it to where it's like, hey, you can get like a bonus to stuff. Also, I'm hoping PvP updates means that you and I can just sync up with people and go in. I'm tired of this bullshit. Yeah. Like, Yoshi, let me play with my friends.
Please!
So, like, what are your hopes for, like, a new, like, rating tier that's not extreme but not savage?
I don't know, because when I saw that, I at first thought I was reading for Alliance raids. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but that's neat. Then it's like, no, that's for normal raids. And I was like, oh, like, I'm excited for it, but also, like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yep. The thing for me is, like, I'm really curious, like, what they could do with, like, the mechanics, because, like, you could make it where the mechanics of, like, the middle ground raid are the same as the Savage, but they're, like, easier to learn. They're, like, way less of a pain to get through, and you have to, like, still run them to get the armor. But then you could also have the fights be drastically different. With everything else that people have been like, oh, I gotta wait and see, this is the thing that I'm the biggest I gotta wait and see. Because I feel like this new approach could be way too much. This could be, like, way too much work they're putting on themselves. Designing this many levels of fight tier. But I'm also not that creative in fight design, so, like, maybe I just am not the guy to be asking about this.
Maybe I'm just a big dumb poo-poo head.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, what do they talk about next? Oh, right. With the reveal of the Ava Alliance raid. Oh, as someone who, like, just doesn't really like Evangelion all that much, I still think this is a bonkers and sick as shit collab. Like, this is gonna be nuts.
That's my answer.
Yeah, clearly someone who actually likes Evangelion. It's like, ah, yes.
Evangelion made me depressed and existential, and I don't watch it anymore because, like, yes, I liked it, but I only watched it once because I don't want to be sad anymore. I'm like, this is pure artistry. However, I am growing chronic depression by watching this. I can't watch more.
Okay. We are now in the thing for the evolved jobs. All right, this is the picture. This is the thing I wanted us to sit on. I love this because you can see how much is taken off of the shelf. Not like it's not in use, but it's like, oh, like your buttons are just consolidated to be less shit. Like, this is Paladin, relatively speaking, right now. And this is going to be Paladin in the involved mode. Because your 1, 2, 3, your Royal Authority is going to just be on this button. Your Oath attack is going to clearly be, like, probably around on this button. I'm not sure where your buff ability is going to go. It might be dead. This might not even be on the kit anymore, because it's just like, hey, if you do your regular combo on Evolved, you get a certain stack that just gives you that bonus. Holy Spirit is still there. They don't have Holy Spirit having a mana cost, which I think is very interesting. That could just be an oversight of, hey, we don't know how much this is yet, because we don't, like, we're still, like, figuring out the hard details. But the other part of me is also thinking, what if it doesn't cost mana anymore as long as you do your combo?
Chat, he didn't see the play explanation.
Oh, I did. How dare you make accusations of me?
You didn't see it then. It has no cost because you have to combo it.
See, now, did I miss something? That's the far more accurate thing.
Like, if I remember correctly, it has no cost because it has to be in the combo. I can't remember what they said.
Oh no! Here it is. This is what it actually is. It's because.
Oh right.
Yeah, chat.
It's an enemy.
Chat. My guest is making accusations on falsities.
Hey! It is my job as a guest to gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss you.
Okay. You can do the first two, but I not trying to, like, say what you can and can't do on the year of our Lord 2026, but I don't know if you can girl boss me.
I was about to say something that might have been real bad. I need to shut up.
You see, chat, this is what we call bait. I either could have risked having my entire Twitch channel get cut, or Miles could have, or Cayde could have done something funny.
It's so hard.
Oh, God. Alright, we're about to go into another ad break. So we'll take, like, one more quick run. So, yeah, like, the buttons being consolidated, I personally think this is a great thing. There's already people complaining that this is going to make the jobs, like, hey, this is going to make jobs and fights, like, way too easy. No. If the reason that your job is hard to play is because the buttons are stupid to hit, that's not a good thing. I don't think that's the same thing, damn it. But let's go ahead and go on one more break, and then we will watch the the breakdown here and see if we can catch anything that we missed last time, and then we'll call it for the night. So go ahead and get your break on, folks. Time for the final push. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and spend the last of this quick breakdown and yapping while watching everything. I'm going to leave the audio off so that we like have the availability to more like openly like just chit-chat. So, as a Paladin player, the very first few things that like come to my mind, right? That's here going to be your 1-2-3 combo. This ability is what you usually hit to go into your, like, sword mode, which will be this button. This is the ability that you would hit to go into, like, your, like, 1-2-3, like, non-sword drop mode. It's that, like, 1-2-3 combo where, like, you're actively, like, doing extra damage with a really boring, shitty animation. And I can't wait to geek over, like, what I see here. Because, Alright, I'm gonna skip a couple seconds. Alright, here we go. So they're doing the combo. So, I don't know how much you know about, Paladin. So, like, that's the standard 1-2 combo. That's your opener. Pretty normal. This is that drill stab I was talking about. And then you go into... So remember when you were confused and you were telling me, hey, people don't like royal authority? I promise you, they were not talking about this. That's not what that ability does right now. What that ability does instead is you do your slash, you do your drill stab, and then the final bit of your 1-2-3, which apparently is now called divine authority instead of royal authority, which like is the character's blade glows, they jump up, do a little spin, and then strike with the spin. That's what royal authority is right now, and it's very boring. And the animation we had before that was a standard, like, slash, 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 slash down, almost like a fighting game combo, right? And now we have this! He does a Shoryuken, and then he slices down and makes gravity his bitch! Oh... Okay, now, that 1-2-3 combo gets turned into this. This is what you would normally cast as, like, your follow-up, right? It's the thing that, like, currently gives you mana and, like, lets you do even more damage. So I'm actually gonna, like, let them talk. No! Okay, we're fine. I actually want to hear what they're saying about this next part, because I'm curious what they're talking about here, because I might have missed it.
Divine Justice は魔法に関連したアクションになっていて、敵に使うとホーリースピリットが実行されて、自分やパーティーメンバーに使うとクレメンシーが実行されます。
I just realized I had you fucking muted, so I'm fixed that now.
Based on who the target is. So when
You-
Divine Justice,
I didn't have
which
you
is
muted
now
the
a
whole
magic
time.
Button is cast on an enemy, it becomes Holy Spirit. When it's cast on a party member, it becomes Clemency. Now the same button.
So that's really interesting to me for a couple of reasons. Because our current combo is we do our 1-2-3, and then we have Holy Spirit, and we have our, like, enchanted sword. But it seems like Holy Spirit isn't entirely, like, the same combo as it was before. So we're gonna like see what they end up doing, because they're gonna like show off the whole bit now, right? You do your swords, and then that becomes that, and then you still have Holy Spirit. This is very interesting. This is very interesting because the current is 1, 2, 3 combo. Get your enchanted sword and Holy Spirit. Use your Holy Sword, then use Holy Spirit. Instead, Imperator, that goes into, which it currently is, the thing that gets you to go into your drop sword ability, is what also triggers Holy Spirit. That is very different and very curious.
I think I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's
I didn't think about it because I'm also not a Paladin player, so my brain was like, oh.
Yeah. Like when the next FanFest comes in, if they show off Dark Knight, we're gonna do another one of these streams, and you're gonna be the one breaking down Dark Knight for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one going.
So now they're showing off my favorite thing. They're showing off how Sheltron works. So you get the standard. So again, this ability you would proc because it works with your other dot abilities. But now it activates when you take your hit and you respond. And then look at that, Holy Spirit is also re-triggered. So Holy Spirit's gonna be pressed a lot less, but I think it's gonna be doing a lot more. And then what they're gonna show off here in a second is if you use Sheltron at the right time, and then you get that beautiful shit. Oh, so excited. So now they're just showing off, like, the whole kit and caboodle. So, like, you get, like, some kind of heal after wings now, or, like, some kind of, like, big cast shield. Love that. Love the shit out of that. And this is what we were talking about the other day, where, like, you were concerned about, like, the distance thing with the shield. Again, I think if you're, like, aiming at a different target, and this kind of gets shown here, like, you have to be, like, significantly far away, which is why, like, if you target another enemy, I don't think that's going to be nearly as much of a problem.
I see.
Alright, now they're doing the combo. So now they're just doing, like, the standard rotation to give us, like... Alright, now they're going to show us this. Oh, my God. Interesting. I missed it. You know that entire Holy Sword combo I was telling you about?
Yeah.
It's not here.
Oh.
Instead, the ability they use currently is one of our powerful off-globals.
Oh.
I don't dislike that. I'm super down for that. Whoa, back the fuck up. What? Oh, because they casted Clemency on themselves. Okay. I would have liked to have seen, like, the empowered Holy Spirit more, but, you know, that's not where we're at. And the fact that he won't pop the final blades, like, something like feral clicked in my brain when I saw that, like, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you finishing the combo? What are you doing?
That's not correct.
And they're showing off now that if you dash at an ally, you'll give them the buff, which I think is very cool.
That dash into cover system makes me so happy.
Oh,
makes me
yeah.
very, very happy.
I really hope other tanks get something in that same vein. Look, on a PC, look how much smaller these buttons are, dude. It's so fantastic. It's great, in fact. This looks beautiful. Alright, I want to see what Yoshi does differently, if he does do anything, like, erratically differently. He might not. Okay, he does pop the swords. He's holding on to Holy Spirit for some reason. Why? Why? Is it because you're gonna cast it? Interesting, interesting. I'm trying to take all of this in.
Baz, do you know that scene in fucking Spider-Verse where, like, Peter's sitting there with his hand over his chin and Miles starts copying him?
Yeah!
That's what I'm doing with you. You're sitting there thinking, and I'm just like, okay, this is what we're doing.
To eel closer to God, you must hold on to the Holy Spirit. You're so fucking right, Tay. Welcome to the stream. I'm really curious to see what else they're gonna be doing with this, because, like, because Holy Spirit is also your clemency, I'm wondering if, like, the idea is, like, hey, you have to, like, choose this carefully. You might actually want to hold on to your Holy Spirit longer, either for damage or either to help out your team. Very curious where they're gonna go with that. Okay, next is Dragoon. Cayde, since I've been talking off about Paladin, do you have any, like, opening, like, comments on, like, what you saw with Dragoon that makes you, like, excited for DPS going forward?
So, obvious first things first with all the other classes. Look how little buttons are there. Like, Dragoon has always been kind of fine when it comes to button bloat. They never had a lot, but just, come on. There is so little buttons, and it's so nice. Some people might be like, but if you did, no. I love that there is much less buttons.
Yeah, Tay, I'm gonna be so real with you. We cannot help but glaze evolved mode. We absolutely love it. So you're gonna be hearing nothing but good things from us. Like, I think evolved mode is everything. I think it's such a good theory. It's a good concept. I think the execution is going to, like, make or break it, obviously. But, like, I'm already like, nah, I'm in. I love where this is going automatically. This is exactly what we need. Please don't fuck it up. Was there anything else you wanted to yap about before we got into it?
From my little time playing Dragoon, I know that combo, right? Let the combo play?
Yeah. Also gonna respond to chat really quick. Not a fan of linking multiple actions to one button. The thing is, for me, I would be more bothered if this was like a WoW situation where, like, you just pressed one over and over again and, like, you would hit other buttons to change what one does. This is much more of the only your standard 1, 2, 3 is one button. Your other a batch of abilities are a second button. Your other batch of abilities are a third button. I feel like that is a good, like, middle ground of where this is coming from. I can play with the button weaves right now. I immediately am like, this solves the button bloat problem for any future abilities you want to add. You can't just keep changing the buttons. You can't just keep adding to them. You have to lower them at some point. Also, the fact that they killed the fucking 2-minute meta, but we're not there yet. I'm gonna skip a little bit so, like, the combo starts. So, like, because, like, I don't know a lot about Dragoon. So, like, you're more so my lifeline with Dragoon here.
I am ever so slightly versed in the Dragoon lore.
Okay.
So he he starts off with that special attack, and it gives him Ger Skogul, which is not usually how it goes. You dive to get Ger Skogul.
Okay. Also, to elaborate, Tay, 2-minute meta was strictly for, like, endgame content a la Savage. What it was is that everyone's party buffs would need to be fired off at a 2-minute marker of the fight so that everyone was getting the most DPS out of the fight. Extremes never needed it. Anything under Extremes never needed it. It was purely for Savage. And that's where a lot of people's problems with the battle system for 14 will start to really fall apart, because they design fights around the 2-minute meta, which means every fight is a math problem that everyone solves. And there's a lot of argument to be made, and a lot of something they even mentioned during FanFest, that job design got stale because they had to design every job to fit somewhere around the 2-minute meta. And at the end of the day, even though you have a 1-2-3 combo, even if you have a burst phase, everyone has a burst phase, everyone has a party buff, everyone has a particular thing they have to hit at 2 minutes to be able to beat the boss. And that is why people would say, oh, these jobs feel the same, because they kind of did. Because you were basically slapping the same you were slapping a different coat of paint on the same engine, and it's like, this doesn't feel like a different job, besides, like, the most minute differences. Anyway, going back to what you were saying, Cayde.
So, go back a little bit.
So, sorry, chat doesn't know. No, they have they have killed the 2-minute meta, because party-wide buffs are gone. They took away party buffs. Party buffs are gone. The 2-minute meta is dead. That's why with the evolved combat system, they are focusing far more on what does each individual job do. No, like, the only jobs that buff are Bard, Dancer, and Astro. No one else has a party-wide buff. Dragoon's party-wide buff is gone. Brotherhood is gonna absolutely die or get fully reworked. The whole system of party-wide buffing at 2 minutes has been shot in the head, and no one called the cops, even though everyone heard the shotgun. So, they did their left-right combo, which would normally be a dive, but they didn't dive.
See, the dive is actually an off-global. That's why it's, like, fascinating that that button replaced the dive.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when he did his 1-2-3, it changed that top button into the ender, which is that chaos. Or it's like chaos thrust or something like that. And then he gets Wormwood, which is different because I think he got it in it after the end of both your combos.
Mm-hmm.
But that probably is better. I don't know. I didn't do Dragoon high levels, but it's neat.
Mm-hmm. And now they're talking about Vengeful Jump, which is basically Dragoon getting a fake True North.
It's fucking cool. Like, your high jump becomes Vengeful Jump, which gives you a True North, which is interesting because that means not only are you rewarded for doing Dragoon things, aka jumping, but that buff. You see that blue buff that's called Vengeful Surge?
Yes.
That was a button by itself.
Alright,
let me a damage buff you could apply.
Let me
that was
backtrack that a little bit so we can kind of watch that.
Well, it wasn't a button by itself. That was the couple second buff you got from doing your first 1-2-3 combo. And it looks like it buffs your next attack, much like a different button did that Dragoon had, which is now gone, by the way. It's not on this bar at all. Mm-hmm. So they just combined the two things and instead put it on the high jump, which is very fascinating.
Which, if you like add on to that concept, like what they could be doing, it's like, it's obviously, because they've mentioned Vengeful Jump not only as like a fake True North, it also is like proccing something onto the character of the Dragoon. So, like, it's not just a button you only press when you want to avoid positionals. It actively is gonna get used to, like, give you, like, your combo. Which, like, I like that a lot. I'm a huge fan of where that's going with that. Going back to chat. Don't think killing team buffs will kill the meta, but it will 100% help Square make fights a lot more dynamic for sure. The meta will change for sure then. But that's killing the meta. That's getting a different meta. Like,
Yeah.
the meta is not like one holy end thing, like, where it's like, the meta didn't die. Like, no, it's dead. That approach of running the meta and running the game, like, when this content came out, the people who run the balance were having a shit fit. They were, like, screaming, this changes everything, we aren't needed like we are before, and, like, that's kind of a good thing. Like,
It's very funny.
The
Very
balance
good times.
needing to shift to be more individualized, because, like, the balance is still going to be useful, and it's going to be needed to,
Oh, that's a philosophy.
yeah, like, I think metas never die, they just shift slowly over time. I disagree. I just heavily disagree with that. But at that point, we're splitting hairs, I believe. But, like, at the same time, we are agreeing this is such a drastic change that fight design is going to be more interesting because now all anyone has to do, in theory, because, again, this is all still too early. I'm hype from what the philosophy of what they're providing here is. But with this shift in the meta, we'll agree to call it a shift. This means that, like, you're not having to have every character be enough of the same to proc the party buffs at 2 minutes. Instead, no, we're building a class that can just do what it's supposed to do. And then the balance is just going to have to adjust to individually finding the best combos. But what I'm really hoping on, and I'm really interested in, is to see how much of a gap there's going to be between someone who's playing their class correctly, like, via how the class is built, versus, like, oh, yeah, you should be, like, doing this combination. It's like, how much of a difference is there going to be between these combos? Because, like, they've made it to where it's almost dummy-proof to know what buttons to hit, but you still clearly have to do some kind of thinking with stuff like Vengeful Jump, because again, it's not just a True North, it is giving you stacks of abilities for other use. The balance is not going to have nearly as much to, like, number crunch, but there's still going to be like, hey, the basic bare bones of your class is dummy-proof, but you still got to think about what you're doing. And, of course, we'll get into, like, the positionals later. But anyway, Cayde, I kind of talked over to you. Did you want to add something to that?
That is kind of the point. Now that it is all basically combined to one button, it becomes this interesting, not necessarily paradox, but this interesting way of now you have to plan your dives so that the next big attack you do is, like, is the next one after a dive, and then vice versa.
Also, yes, we did talk about ability glams. We don't know enough, obviously, in this one FanFest, but I think that's a massive boon. I think that's something that clearly, because of the technical debt the game has been suffering long before Dawn Trail, this was like, yes, we see what the modders are doing, yes, we want to do that, we just can't yet. And now that they're, like, leaning into it, it's like, I hope the shop is not gonna nickel and dime us, because I will do every weekly, I will do every raid, if it means I can do cool animation glams. That will be the fucking sickest shit. So, going back to what's going on with Dragoon. Again, we don't have the volume on because, like, I'm trying to, like, focus on, like, us just chatting about stuff. Okay. This might be the part where we need to have them talking, yeah?
I think, yeah, they're just starting to go talk about Stardiver, which they combined like all other jumps you have. Like you had a super high jump or whatever it was called, and all that stuff. But now they're gone and just Stardiver, which I think is again combining buttons. It's good. Happy about it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, goes into Stardiver, goes into the next combo. And, like, this is not your 1-2-3 combo. This is your Blood of the Dragon combo. So, like, your finisher, your big, like, fuck-off finisher is just one button, which I fucking love. I think that's better.
Yep.
And it's very similar to, like, the button combinations we have right now.
Sorry for that.
No, you're good. And now, here in a little bit, they're gonna... Sky High. What's your opinions on Sky High, buddy?
It's so funny that they're like, yeah, we made it, the way they say it, oh yeah, we made it a, 99% damage reduction because 100 was too much.
Well, 90%, 90%, not 99.
Yeah, 90%. It reminds me of, I got 45 APC because they don't make it in 46. Just, yeah, I'm overpowered, fuck you.
It's
Which I love.
Disgusting. So, I think at this point, I want to try to skip to them, like, doing the rotation and proper. Because, like, that way you can, like, really get to the nitty-gritty and, like, explain to us, like, alright, so this is what they're doing, and this is what this was, like, before.
So, they got Garskogel, fires Garskogel, starts doing normal combo, fires Wormwood Thrust, which is fascinating because Wormwood Thrust used to be one extra button, but now that's kind of a free off global that uses those 3 pips that you have up there, which is very neat.
Yeah. And then, like, what's the combo they're doing here? Because, like, that's not
That
your
is
1,
your
2,
basic.
3.
Well, see, the thing is, Dragoon doesn't have 1, 2, 3. They have 1 through 4, 1 through 4, and then a last hit, which is a 5.
Okay, and then this thing.
That is your technically 5. It's your finishing combo that transforms if you hit both positionals.
Okay, okay.
And then this is, like you said, the big finisher combo, which gives you Sky High.
Okay, I think that shows off. So, and what? So like, it's one thing to see it like on controller, but then like seeing how little buttons there are for PC makes me so happy. I'm so genuinely happy about this.
And then he's basically doing all this kind of at a distance, which is... It's very interesting that it has that distance. It's not massive. Like, you're not all of a sudden a range class, but it's still interesting that it is a thing. That you can do it at slight distances, so you're not losing combos randomly for whatever reason.
What will I do with the rest of my keyboard? I already fall asleep playing most of the classes. I think you underestimate how much of a learning curve this is actually going to be, because they have so many of the buttons drastically being different. Like, for instance, we just got done talking about Paladin. Paladin's Holy Spirit and Clemency are one button. Like, you're gonna have to, like, remember that and, like, get used to, like, what button combinations there are. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot more to consider with this. Also, the reason why you're falling asleep is because you're doing normal content that doesn't need a lot of effort or thinking. The thing that you're also not considering is that, like, older content is going to get a little bit more vibrant, because one of the other aspects, which we haven't gotten to yet, that they're going to do is that all of your classes are going to get their bare bone combo. Don't call me out, I don't have a stat. Listen, if you're gonna talk a little bit of shit in my stream, I'm gonna give a little shit back. But like...
It's just fair.
It's totally fair. But like one of the things I'm like super excited about is what they end up mentioning. Maybe they mentioned it before. I could be wrong, but they mentioned that like because of the evolved system, your entire combo, your base kit, is unlocked at 50. And that means everything from level 50 onward is playable instead of, like, going back to level 50 and then being like, cool, a majority of my combo is fucked because I don't have any of my buttons.
And I'm screwed.
Instead, what they are going to do with this approach is, as you level up, like the buttons stay the same, but the abilities become more powerful versions of themselves. They get the better potencies. They overall become stronger up until you match up to where you're supposed to be. This clears out the button bloat. This gives characters the ability to use their full kits even at lower stages. Either the animations are different. This is going to make it to where the learning curve is going to be both a little bit different and a little bit easier, because it's like, oh, the button combinations remain the same, which they already were always the same. You were just locked out of them, and you actually don't feel like you got gimped for playing older content. That's an awesome change. It makes it so much better for early game and new players. Fucking-exactly! Like, the new way of going through the old content, like, this is, like, one of the reasons I'm slightly gonna be able to convince Ryan to try out 14 again, because she did not fuck with the current battle system, because, like, things didn't feel well. She was like, either it makes no sense, or I don't have enough abilities yet, and I don't want to wait till the end of the game to have all of my abilities. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. I can't fight you on that. That is an active weakness of the game. You can stop playing. But now, they can go through the story, hit level 50, and be like, oh, cool, my combo is still there. It just gets better over time. Also, hot take, all this open space, and I know you were mostly just, like, busting balls, you were making jokes, but for me, personally, genuinely, I love that all this open space can be my emotes and my mounts now. I don't like having a separate hotbar for emotes and mounts. I actually think it adds too much clutter to my screen. I love that I can just fit in my favorite shit in here now. That's so nice. Cayde, was there anything you wanted to throw in, / do you want to talk about, fucking positionals? Because, like, we have not talked about positionals yet.
We can now move on to positionals, because we both, as two melee players, we are both very excited about this.
So I have understandably seen, like, a little bit of pushback on the new, like, concept of the positionals. I've been one of those people who has been saying for, like, 2 expansions now, you might as well just take positionals out. Because the damage downgrade starts to, like, not really be that big of a deal depending on how the fights are designed. Like, if you do the Blowjob Brothers fight, there's so many times as a Viper that you're not going to hit your positional because you have to do the mechanic. But you also can't stop doing damage, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You can clear M10 without having to do a sizable amount of the positionals, which is like
Basically,
the biggest sign to tell me that positionals are worthless. If you're designing a fight where my damage up doesn't really matter, get rid of it. But then they changed how positionals are going to work. Instead of it being sides and rear, it's left, right, rear, specifically. Now, that inherently sounds like, what? Wait, that's just going to make it worse. But then you remember, Dragoon has a true north that does damage and gives you procs of your other abilities. On top of that, they openly say that the reason they do this is because while you have the left, right, back positional, your window for that damage is much greater. And they talk about how they did this, 1, because they wanted the positionals to be more interesting. 2, they want you to be able to enjoy the animations they created. So the best way to do it would be to slow the game down a little bit and make it to where you actually have the ability to think about what your next move is. And again, if it was just that, Still wouldn't be anything. But Dragoon has that True North ability that you are going to hit, not just for True North, but because you need character abilities. I think this is a massive sneak peek at the core of what all the other melee DPS are going to get. It's not going to be the same thing, mind you. It's going to be different variations. You're going to... I think all melee DPS are going to have some True North punch ability, but that punch is going to activate a different ability, shifting up your combo. And that's where it's like... That's where, like, some aspects of, hey, you're a melee DPS. You're going to share some things around all melee DPS. But what you share and how that goes into something different, that's where the design gets interesting. Cayde, anything you want to add to that?
Nah, you basically said all I've wanted to say is that it's like it makes it to where we can not only actually use those positionals and feel good for doing it, but also since we're actively rewarded for doing it. Like, for example, if they brought Monk's damage buff back, like the one he had in one of his 1-2-3s, I would not be, and instead made it into, like, let's say, his dash-in, or, hell, fucking put that on Six-Sided Star. Make Six-Sided Star fucking
my
useful
god,
and
I didn't even
reduce its use
consider
time.
using Six-Sided Star as the fake North. That's a great idea. Because Six-Sided Star doesn't
use
get
that
used.
fucking button for once.
Six-Sided Star never gets used. It's like, because either, yeah, it's free damage if you know the boss shift is about to happen, but, like, if you don't hit it, it's also not a detriment. So if you're gonna use Six-Sided Star, let that be your True North. Also, something else I almost forgot about as we were, like, I got reminded as I was, like, watching all of this happen. The other thing that I really like about all of this is because current melees have to deal with, like, your sides and rear building up to your burst. What we are seeing here is it starts with your 1-2-3 positional, and then the rest of it is non-positional combo. They cut down how often you're gonna have to do your positional in half. More than half, in my opinion. Because after he does his 1-2-3, he's going into his damage burst. Instead, in the current meta, in the current version of the game, not even the current meta, just how the game works, as a Viper, you have to do your 1-2-3 like 4 or 5 times before you're actually able to do your burst. But if Viper's gonna be like this, where it's 1-2-3 once and then burst the rest of the 70% of your combo, that positionals are more interesting, you have to think more, and they don't take up nearly as much room on your combo. That is what Dragoon is showing us. And I have to imagine the same philosophy is gonna be tweaked for everything else. Gonna read chat now. I'll have to watch the video stuff again, but just knowing how they've changed positionals before, and people have had the same thoughts back when they reworked them, I know they'll just become pointless again in an X pack or two. I slightly disagree. Or rather, I don't think the problem is now going to be that positionals are pointless. I think the onus is that they are taking away how important positionals are. Because again, your positionals are not like half of your combo anymore. They're like 20% of it. It may be less. It's not so much that the positional is worthless. It's that, hey, your positional starts you, and then you go off. And because the positional is more interesting, that it's more intricate, and that you have to think it through with certain things, they've lessened the amount of times, but they've strengthened how important it is to actually do it. Now, mind you, I will agree in the middle of this that I still don't think it would have been bad to just fully take positionals out. I think you could still do this whole setup without positionals, but I can also see the argument that without positionals in this new system, it really does make the DPS job a little too brain dead. And I think that's where the positionals make it where, hey, positionals aren't as important, but they are still fundamental to making DPS wake the shit up. Because I was telling Cayde, one of the things I like about it is that instead of tunnel visioning into just doing your positionals, it's start positional, combo, start positional. And it's like, hey, I have to make sure that when I end, I'm in my next positional area. Oh, I'm not on the sides. I can do my rear attack. Oh, but I can't. Oh, I have my true north. I should pop that now. Oh, wait, I don't want to pop my true north just yet because I haven't procced my other abilities yet. Immediately, just me explaining this should show how much more is going into just starting a positional. But then again, once it's done, it's done. You're doing the rest of your combo. It's important, but it's not choking the life out of you anymore. So again, I agree.
Piece of your kit, not the swallowing your whole kit.
Exactly. So yes, they have lessened the importance, but ironically, I think they've made the positionals matter actually a lot more to like the fundamentals. But all again, this is a theory. We don't know how the fucking execution's gonna be. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I have faith.
We could be so off base and then be like, oh god damn it, this is actually so much worse.
I honestly think it's not even an issue of us being off base. It's an issue of like, oh cool, we see your concept, and it's like, you fucked up your own concept. What did you do?
Look at how they massacred my boy.
Although...
Here's the fun part.
Yeah.
Here's the fun part. I used to be a white mage main. This shit's wild.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to you just jumping in on this shit. But like before we start that, I do want to add like the other thing that like the other reason why I'm a lot more hopeful for this new evolved form and like how positionals and all of the shit we've talked about. Again, it's because party buffs are gone. Every problem people have had with how this game works since Stormblood or really since Shadowbringers, but like we were still feeling okay about it. So like between Shadowbringers and Endwalkers, when people were getting burnt out on the 2-minute meta, and it's because party buffs made it to where you had to click them at the right time for them to matter at certain stages of the fight. With that gone, I really don't think it's going to be as, like, tragic of, oh, positionals don't matter because party buffs will save you. No, no, no. That is very much not happening anymore. But, Cayde, educate us, plebeians, on White Mage.
So, first off, we still got our whole Lily Bell, which is great. We got our dash forward, which is great. Our wings are... I don't know if I remember correctly, that top button above... the guy with his arms out, which is, Glare. I think that's the new Glare. I think that was, like, a quick heal button. But you also see we still have Tetra, which is our, like, quick yeet, throw a heal, and our Aqua Veil, which was that shield. Benny, Cure 2, Raise, and I think that's, like, a new form of Medica next to Raise. But that's basically it, which is wild. We have seemingly so little kit for White Mage. However, like they say in here, what those kit do to heal are wildly buffed. And as you can see, we start a fight with 3 lilies already. Just out the gate. They are charged. Unless there's, like, some setup, but most of the time there's not setup to these. And then go ahead and... I think this is him letting himself get hit. Yeah, that's right. He lets himself get hit and shows what Cure 2 can do. Which, 75,000. That's a good heal right there. Now, that was fascinating. It's not named yet, but that heal did a AoE of some kind. After he healed, it then AoE'd and healed differently. I don't know if that was a sub thing or what, but you can see there, after he healed, he now has a new button. Again, don't know what that is. but that replaced his glare. So when you heal, you gain the ability to do more things and more damage effectively. And in my opinion, that has been the design philosophy all healers should have been gone down for ages.
Mm-hmm.
Because being a healer and having people harp on you because you're healing people instead of damaging sucks. Because it's like, why am I a healer if you're yelling at me for doing damage? That's not my job, motherfucker!
Also,
Now,
let's also bring
healing-
up the fact that, like, the damage it has no cast bar. Healing is the only thing that has casts.
Yes! Now, it's like, do you see your healing doing good heals? Because the only, if I remember correctly based on a video you sent me, the only way you get those new attacks is if you heal under health bar. If you overheal, you don't get those better damage abilities. So you have to be a good healer and not spam to do more damage. And that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then fucking, we saw it go back a little bit. One of the abilities changed into your giant heal. It's called Divine Curus. It's the new 100 ability.
How far back do you need me to go here, man?
When all the healing shit was happening. Where was it?
There it was.
There it is. He did the Afflatus AoE, and then Swift casted the Divine Charis, so it probably still has a cast time, but then that also gave you something called Holy Sanctuary, aka a big, you hurt all my allies, go fuck yourself!
I'm trying to get them to, like, show off, like, the damage ability you get if you heal, but I guess they haven't talked about it yet.
Oh, they've thrown it out a couple times. It's the one
Okay.
that replaces Glare.
Okay. So that's essentially what, like, that ability is.
Yes.
So I can kind of answer that question, Tay. They've essentially taken away a lot of the AoE buttons. Most abilities are just do AoE now.
Yep.
Which I'm personally a big fan of. I think it's way more fun to be able to, like, focus target and just have all of your abilities just do AoE. I feel like that saves a lot of time and, again, saves on button bloat. We didn't talk about it during Dragoon because, like, it hadn't really, like, come up, and, like, ironically, that's ironically, like, so low on, like, my hype list, but, like, that is a thing, yeah. Why am I just like, fuck you all over there, I'll heal over here? Exactly!
Exactly! And it's so nice, because that's what, in my opinion, and, you know, that's what healers should be. You should be constantly thinking about healing and keep your team alive instead of, oh no, my damage is too low, how about you all die?
Yup. Okay, I know a little bit about Bard. Not a lot, but I have dabbled in Bard before. So, currently the big thing that Bard does. Oh, also, Cayde, was there anything else you wanted to go over with Might Mage, or did you, like, get everything?
Nope, I got it all off my chest.
Okay. Currently what Bard is that you are going to hit your musical songs in a specific order every single time to get certain buffs every single time. Blech! Disgusting. Gross. Other than that, you have abilities that proc. I can just, like, talk about this because, like, it's so, like, baked in. Now what they've done is that you can hit any of the songs you want in any order. And depending on what song you're using, will activate a different proc. So instead of, like, having to, like, apply your poison or apply your dot, and then, like, that lets you do cooler arrow abilities. Instead, it's play your song, get your dot, and your cool arrow ability. And then on top of that, the songs aren't just damage buffs. Barbed Quiver, Mage's Ballad, and it looks like it's giving, like, some kind of, like attack speed buff? So, like, this is just, like, giving, like, some kind of, like, massive buff. I don't know enough about Bard. I have listened to what other people have said, but Bard's thing is that it's supposed to give an attack speed, a shield, and then a third, but none of the buffs are damage. None of the buffs are damage, they are utility buffs, which I'm a big fan of. If the buff system is gonna go into a primarily utility-based thing, and then, like, Bard's big fuck-off ability is a damage buff, that's way more fun. And look at that. Before, you would have a proc happen every couple of hits. But now it's 1, 2, proc 3. 1, 2, proc 3. But that's only happening during the second of the songs. During the first of the songs, you get your poison proc, which also then turns into your arrow proc, which then turns into 2 different bow abilities that keep proccing one another until the song is over. All of the procs are still there, all of the concept is still there, but instead of it being, oh, play a song to buff everyone and that, like, has nothing to do with your setup, it's play your goddamn song that will change how your proc system works. And what they explain is that you don't have to do this order. All that matters is that you are pressing all 3 of your songs. Now, the meta is going to probably dictate that you press a certain combination of songs during certain parts of the fight, but that's way more fun for a bard to learn. That's way more fun for a bard.
That's so much fun to figure out because it's like, okay, when's the magic attack going out? Oh, here? Alright, let me start playing my little fiddle.
Like, you have to think about what your song and what your procs are gonna bring to the table. So at certain parts of the fight, you know, okay, I gotta have this ready. But instead of that being, I have to have this ready only at 2 minutes, it's, okay, in this next part of the fight, I know this is gonna happen, let me press that and then start doing my shit. That is far more interesting, far more freeing, and very, very Bard. I adore the shit out of this. I think this is... Now, I kind of skipped them playing the next song, but what they would do here is they're going to play the song, they're going to do their setup. All their songs are back now. They've played their entire setup. Now they're doing their wombo combo at the end of everything. They've done everything, the songs are back. Now you can do your big fuck off and do damage thing. And then I think they show off Wanderer's Volley, which is like... Oh, this makes me so happy. I'm not sure. I've been wanting to theorize if limit breaks are going to drastically shift, but they have said nothing about them. Also, look how sick...
They haven't said one way or the other.
Look how sick this looks. Look how cool that is. Alright, we're about to hit another ad break, but unfortunately, I think what we're going to do, so we don't, like, stay up for too much later, is we'll kind of, like, get to the end of this, and then we'll do a little bit of wrap-up. So apologies if you have to be stuck in ad jail as we finish. But do appreciate everyone who's stuck around. Also, just something to note, the jump around ability has, like, activated some other ability here, which normally would be a part of your regular setup proc. So, like, look how, you can... Bard actually looks fun. For the first time in forever, I want to finish leveling Bard.
I played it a while back, and I was like... Man, this is neat, but I know that I just sit there and cry as I sit there and stare and go, I can only hit all of my songs, everything, every 2 minutes. Other than that, I sit here pushing like 2 buttons.
Oh, that was the other thing they showed off, is that, like, once all of your music has played and you've done certain procs, you get a big, like, orchestral finisher, which is, again, very barred and very cool. I feel like with these demonstrations and everything we've seen with the Evolve, this is why people are getting so hyped. It is really showing that, in theory, and with their design philosophy, coming to the table with 4 jobs out the gate, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be things that they're going to have to change once a million bajillion people have it in their hands. But this is already more freedom and more job identity that we have had since goddamn Stormblood. And with that, I think we've talked about everything we want to talk about. Oh, here's the thing when they mentioned level 50. But yeah, I think that is everything that we really wanted to talk about with FanFest that we were the most hype about. Cayde, thank you immensely for being here and yapping with me.
Of course, let me have. Let me. What? Thank you for having me. There's the. Okay.
And with that, my name has been Basil Strikes. I am a magical tavern owner, adventurer, and massive dork about story and fun gameplay. I hope you guys will come back around in the future to see what we're going to be yapping about, because this is basically turning into a just talking and yapping stream series, which, you know, people like that. Cayde, go ahead and let them know really quick where they can find you again.
My name is Lunar Cayde. You can find me fuck it, I forgot. I fucked that up so bad. My name is Cayde Mirage, owner and purveyor of the Loon Arcade over here on the moon. If you would like to come visit, you can find me over on the Twitter. I'm never calling it X, fuck you. On the Twitter at Lunar Cayde, spelt LUNAR_CAYDE.
Also, I just realized something. You changed your name to Cayde's Barrage?
Mirage. It's because that is Ara's last name.
Mirage. Okay. I thought it was Barrage because I changed my moniker to Basil Strikes, and I'm like, well, that's
See,
cute.
That would be neat, but also I like having my wife's last name. Fuck you.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I was just trying to catch that in case I, like, heard that wrong. I'm like, that, like, it was, like, not intentional. It's like, oh, did we both, like, do, like, a, like, aggressive last name? That's so cool that we, like, didn't even
Oh my
sync
god,
that up.
bestie!
Oh my god, girl! You guys can find me as well on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky. I also have a Discord channel that I should have linked down below. I will be making clips out of this stream and many others. Not shorts, clips. I don't do shorts. I'm gonna test something to see if I can get away with it. But for now, it is time to wrap up. And before we fully wrap up, I'm going to give you guys a hint of what the next stream is gonna be about. I don't know if it's gonna be this Thursday or next Monday, because I do want to try to make some clips. But I'm gonna hang out there for a little bit here at the end before we sign off to give you a little taste of what's to come.
Metal.